I wish good things to you who's watching this. I am Alexey, and with me today is the 2022 World Vice Champion, no, 2021 World Vice Champion, and the co-founder of the Carcassonne Brazil project, Melvin Quaresma. Hi, Melvin.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for inviting me again, Alexei.
Yeah, thanks for agreeing to do this. In fact, my viewers specifically asked you back in a poll I conducted earlier a couple of months ago. So
Mm.
you gotta thank them instead of me or along me. And today we're witnessing probably what's gonna be the most interesting match so far. It is a round three encounter between the reigning world champion Team Japan and probably the strongest team in Europe, I'd say, Team Romania. They have two world champions on their roster, and both of them are lined up today. As you can see on the scoreboard, we're going to talk about the players later. But first of all, Melvin, what do you expect from this match? Who do you think is going to win? And what would be the most interesting duels for you?
Well, first of all, I have no predictions about the results. Really, it's impossible. I checked the lineups and I really don't know. I really like all the Japanese players. The Romanian players are very strong as well. I think Marian Kurkan has a great chance against Sud, but we never know. They are super strong. Kisara and Bogdan Kurkan is an amazing game as well, but I I don't know, Alexei. I really don't know. Um, and well, we have the current world champion, Geriar or Girappa, and well, I think all the games are going to be great. I have no predictions, honestly. How about you?
So, of course, my prediction is that it is going to end 3-2 either way. I cannot imagine anything else. Although I said this yesterday, and then, well, I'm not going to spoil the score to those of you who want to watch yesterday's stream. But I'm just going to say that it didn't end exactly 3-2. So, anyway, we're just here to watch good Carcassonne. We're probably going to start with Marian Kurkan, the 2019 versus champion, versus Shud, currently the highest ranked player amongst both of these teams, and also incidentally it is the most picked player for my subscribers Fantasy Carcassonne game. So 27 of you picked Shud and only 25 of you picked Keithra. And like 15 of you picked Mars. So it's also a clash between different Fantasy 5 picks as well. So I am opening now, as you can see on the screen, the tournament table. And here we can see that Romania and Japan are in Group A. They're both sharing the first place with Team Germany as well. Well, Team Germany is currently ahead on the tiebreakers, but tiebreakers don't matter that much at this point. So the three teams whom you would expect are in first place. So ain't nobody gonna say that Carcassonne is a game of luck. Skill matters first. That's why you see Japan consistently at the top, Romania consistently at the top. But one of them today is going to lose, and there's nothing that we can do about it. Just to look at their previous journey, so far Romania had actually the more confident start. What was this? Oh yeah, so it's current round. No, that's not what we want. So as you see, Japan won against Slovakia 4-1, but there were a couple of close matchups at it, and it is in fact the player with screen name Shud, who was struggling a little bit against his Slovakian counterpart, and won his encounter 2 versus 1 in quite a close match. In the meantime, Romania showed a convincing performance by winning the Netherlands 4-1 in the second round. Netherlands made it close against Japan, but of course Japan still asserted their dominance, whereas Romania, well, they had a really convincing show against Slovakia, winning them 5-0. So Romania has it by tiebreakers by now, but previous results don't matter. Everything that matters is just this match. So anybody in the chat who wants to make predictions, do let us know. But I guess we'll just start pressing the refresh button. Prior to starting the stream, Melvin and I agreed that we would start by looking at the duel of the two highest rated players. But not only highest rated players, it's not just the rating, they're just very good. Mars and Should. In the meantime, of course, I will need to remind you to meeple the like button and to subscribe if you want more content like this. I'll be doing this several times throughout the stream. And if you have any questions to our special guest today, please do let us know. It's going to be a very long stream because after that we're staying for Brazil versus Hong Kong. And that's, I assume, a matchup that my
Taiwan.
special guest is very looking forward to. And of course, later there will be a brief update on the Fantasy Carcassonne game. I already did a Fantasy Carcassonne update in the yesterday's stream, so you need to watch that if you want to see it in full. But the games are starting. I know a table has been created, table number 3723511923. That's the one. But have they actually started the game? And yes, they started.
Oh, they started. Okay.
So Marian getting the best starting tile in Carcassonne, starting at Tube City, and immediately the Japanese player trying to equalize it, harassing it indirectly from the right. Marian tries to defend, and the Japanese player immediately reconnects. So kind of a standard opening, 0 points on the scoreboard so far. Marian now trying to build up his city at the top, creating multiple threats. And in case he draws a divider, he can re-attack the city on the left and possibly even finish the city. And at the same time, he's threatening to grab a straight line and severely restrict this red meeple of just 1 point, and he does it. Oh, and he does it with the monastery tile with extra control.
Perfect. Yeah.
This is something that you normally expect from the Japanese players. They love using monasteries as a control instrument, so maybe the player with the green meeples was studying the games of his Japanese counterpart, and he decided, you know what, I'm gonna fight fire with fire. And so far it's working because he's about to block this meeple, and the Japanese player does not draw a defense, just simply start a new city. However, Marian does not get a blocking tile, and again, a Japanese style move played against the Japanese player, sort of starting to break the city and threatening to grab a curve and commit a second meeple to a starting tile, and Marian does this again. I think he's really trying to make a point. Actually, probably instead of this move, I think if I were green, I would have preferred to stack the monasteries up top. I'm pretty sure this is what you would have done, Melvin, as well.
Yeah, exactly. I would do it.
Oh, sorry, it was actually my mistake.
Yeah,
the monasteries from the red player. Yeah.
I'm really surprised that both of players weren't able to defend or even finish the attack for a long time. And well, now finally could take the defender.
Yeah, but still, this situation favors the player with the green meeples, because obviously now red was forced to spend a move and then pre-build this road. There's a world actually how Marian, instead of he could take 3 points, or no. He could start a 5-point road by placing it like this. I think he could have been a bit greedier. But like if that was a Japanese player, he would have taken that 5-point road indirectly. And now what he can do, he can do what I know you would love to do. And Melvin, you like anticipation moves, right?
Yeah, a lot.
So an anticipation move is basically if you know that your opponent is about to complete a city, and he's going to meeple the road when he completes the city. So what you do, you meeple the road beforehand. And a move that Marian's definitely considering is placing this tile over here and meepling this road. But instead he goes for 2 points, just conservative for now. I think maybe he didn't go for the anticipation move because he didn't want to threaten his monastery. Interesting. Yeah?
Should I don't know, in my opinion, it would be nice to take this road, because, well, the probability of taking this initial tile is so high. But let's see.
That's true. Yeah, that's interesting. So maybe Red decided that he does not want to have his meeples tangled for a long time because he needs meeples to build up city caps. There's still 4 monasteries in the deck. You could kind of have all kinds of things ready for you. He's building up his city. It's still quite an even game here. So what do you do as Marian? Maybe you could just connect to the city through the monastery, through Red's monastery, and just simply stay there. In the meantime, hi Glavier, hi Nico. Do make your presence known in the chat. Also, do let us know how are the sound levels, how's the technical stuff, is the scoreboard alright? I was checking everything like 5 times before the stream. I hope that this time we managed to avoid technical difficulties. But then sometimes you get this sort of paranoia. Yesterday I was doing my viewer games analysis stream and I just forgot to turn on the camera and did entire stream without my camera. Alrighty, in the meantime, Marian does not spend a meeple, just kind of starts breaking the city, should start a new city, and I think that's why he didn't want to meeple this road. And now Marian makes a move. Yeah, he makes the anticipation move. Now he's going to build the monastery. So now I kind of start liking green in this position. On the other hand, Melvin, so let's say if you're red here, and you get a starting tile, do you even finish your city?
No, not yet. Because, well, I prefer to make my opponent spend his turn doing that. Because, of course, for Mariano, it's important, but, well, it depends on the context. Right now, I would not free my meeple there. But maybe in the future, sometimes, well, can need the meeple as help, so probably he's going to take it back.
Because it's an interesting situation. So obviously this critical square, in terms of meeples, it will be giving, well, in all likelihood, green 2 meeples back, and 1 meeple back for red. On the other hand, having your meeple blocked with 1 point whilst your opponent can build the monastery and the road is probably a situation that green is actually quite happy with. In this situation, he'll probably end up with something like 14 points for the investment of a meeple, and it's like a field with 5 cities. Oh, he'll probably do so. I'm pretty sure he'll do so. He'll go over here, and then he will actually finish the city, because then that would not be giving a meeple back for green. But I think actually the only reason that green got blocked is because green went too conservative. I think had green used this crossroads earlier, not to take 3 points, but to start a 5-point road over here, he would have had one more monastery point, 2 more road points, and a completely safe monastery. And also, on his next move, he actually could have used this tile safely, the triple city tile, for his anticipation move. And it does seem that sometimes playing too safe can cost you meeples. There's this paradox sometimes in Carcassonne.
Indeed.
Hi, Ronaldo. Hi, João. Okay. Seems that we're having no technical issues for now. So, interesting that there were no points. There was no spot on the board to take 2 quick points, and that's why Should decides to use this tile as a blocking tile, and Marian, very interestingly, he saves it like this because he believes that he's ahead, I believe, and he does not want to be flipping for the starting tile in both places. And he's saying, okay, if you get a starting tile to get your city back, which I presume Should is going to do now, because, I mean, that's meeple advantage is sweet. However, there's another move that he can consider. No, he instead goes for this. So Marian is saying, okay, now I still have 3 tiles to finish this city. Now, some interesting situations here. We see that Marian had started the block here earlier, and there's still 1 more tile that fits into this square. So there is a scenario how Red City get finished. Now, the question is, do you continue the block? Good. And he decides to take no chances, not wait for a better tile, just do the thing first. And also on top of that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are we counting the same thing? I'm counting triple cities. What were you
Yeah,
counting,
probably
Melvin?
the invasion of the big ruin, but I think it doesn't work, guys. Well, only one tile to make the invasion, right? Or two? Only one.
Which are you talking?
I don't
The
know.
ruin below or the ruin on the right?
The ruin on the right, on the left side up.
Ah, on the left. Yeah, that's interesting. There's only one tile to make the invasion, indeed.
Only one tile. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it does seem to me that this opportunity kind of will stay here forever for the losing side, and then whoever thinks that they are in desperate situation will go for this 50-50. So neither side
Hmm.
is really far enough behind to start doing stuff like this. So
Good.
players just exchanging natural moves, taking quick points. Ah, I see Marian's point now, because this move was not only blocking the city, was also blocking this monastery. There are only 2 tiles remaining that fit into the square. The
Um.
big one and the triple city with the road. Now Marian places his last meeple on the monastery. No fear at all. That's really, really interesting. And I
Yeah.
mean, I love that move. Japanese players would play that move, but it's something that normally Marian advocates against. So it's very interesting to see kind of the world champion making exceptions and breaking his own rules. Would you place your last meeple in this situation, Melvin?
Yes, I would do it, thinking that I have a construction to be closed with 3 tiles in stock. There is this small castle below in the left, and well, we have another one up that is easy to take it back. So yes, I would do just like Marian did. I just hate wasting monasteries. I use them all the time. So yeah, probably I would do the same.
Exactly, yeah.
Now
So it's something.
should is probably considering on waiting for the 50% in the ruin and the monastery. I think. I don't know if I'm right.
Well, another thing he could be considering is connecting to Green's Road. Although that would be helping Green's monastery. Ah, now he goes
Oh,
for the
he's think.
block.
Oh, yeah.
And now Marian gets the splitter. Yeah, that's just the perfect tile for him to not only get a meeple back, but also get a slight point advantage for him. And also, so interesting that Crafty is saying in the chat that Marian is setting up not only to finish his city at the bottom, but also to take 2 points for the road, which I think was a wise choice. But now the tides have shifted because there's a field brewing. So I think in all likelihood, if Green finishes the city, he's going to drop a field meeple instead of taking the 2 quick points. I have
Good
on
move by
occasions.
shoot.
Yes, yes, yes. Not only starting a new
We,
city.
yeah, we call it indirect defense in Brazil. It's like
Exactly, yes.
he's defending the spot, but not directly.
Yeah. So he's blocking the blocking square. He's making it hard for Marian to put something over here to attack the spot. And in addition, he's kind of, with this piece of tile, he's adding 1 point to what could be still part of his ruin. So very strong move here from a Japanese player. Now he just takes his meeple back and draws one of Marian's tiles. Now the play with the green meeples in the meantime had successfully retrieved his road. And look at this, it's a 7-point monastery, probably about to be an 8-point monastery. Imagine wasting stuff like this that could just absolutely cost you the game. So sometimes you do need to break your own rules and place your last meeple. Again, don't try this without supervision of a trained professional. It's something that I would not recommend to beginner players.
Good move by shoot again.
Yeah, starting a new field, but I'm actually, to be honest,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about this move, because it gives your opponent an actionable tile, and it's not really an anticipation move, because like ideally what you want
Yeah.
to do is meeple this field a little bit lower so that Green can drop his farmer himself, or do the 200 IQ move and take a straight line and like meeple the field over here next to your monastery, which is sort of 0 points, but it will become 9 points once Green completes his city. And
Yeah, then the block.
Marian, yeah, completes his block, but it costs him. It costs him a lot, because now 7 points go to reds. However, immediately Marian draws a starting
Yeah.
tile, so green's probably going to take 4 points over here. And suddenly there's a counter field of 6 points. Green can drop a farmer over here when finishing his city, still 2 tiles left. It's anybody's game. Also, green's probably gonna take the monastery and have a temporary meeple advantage, but we're way past meeple advantages at this point. I think now it's just about points, points, points. And look at this block over here by green. Even though it cost him 7 points, it was totally worth it because it prevented red from getting this huge, huge impact with scoring like
Oh,
a bajillion points.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I think another move by red would be with this CCCC going for the big ruin, and even if he don't take it, I think, well,
I like it. I really like it.
but maybe not, maybe it's not necessary because we have a huge farm to be the theme of a battle. So no, maybe it's better just doing this. Yes.
It's certainly something worth considering because like this ruin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, maybe it's not that big. It's like if it were more points,
Yeah.
then
No,
it would have
it's
been
not that
worth it.
big.
And here's the thing, like
Yeah, yeah.
if red were to have 3 meeples, then that absolutely would be the move. With 2 meeples, you need them for
Mm-hmm.
stuff like this, right? So here comes
Yeah,
a
yeah,
meeple
yeah,
demolished right here in the center,
yeah. That's
just
way
like
better because
Japanese
it's
players like it.
guaranteed 7 points. Yeah.
But of course, he will count, he will double check actually if he can finish this monastery, because I think that 7 points in itself is not as lucrative, given that there are fields which will be more valuable. Because there's a 12-point field potential over here, so as a meeple is worth more than 7 points. But actually having that threat
Oh,
is just absolutely great. And also there are some scenarios how red can build a road here, and meeple this 6-point road, this 7-point road upon completion, actually 9-point road potentially, and the road is even finishable in some scenarios. So it all still works, and I'm pretty sure that red has seen this. So we should count the number of curves because they matter a lot. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 1 curve remaining.
ooh, nice move by Alexey because he can connect with the big feud later.
Oh, that's great. I'm such a great player that I make great moves even when I'm not part of the game. You said nice move by Alexei.
By Marian, sorry.
I know, it certainly honors me to be confused with Marian. Uh,
Good.
but this is really brilliant. Actually, I'm pretty sure he saw that in advance. But amazing. Like it's oof.
Great. Oh, but well, only one left. Let's see what happens.
He could actually just fight for the farm. He could just go all out if he thinks that it's sufficient for him. He could just go over here, drop a farmer, and hope to connect either through a curve or through a city cap. And I believe there is 1 regular city cap still remaining. Or he could just block the monastery, or he could just take 3 quick points. I mean, lots of options here, so he should be spending a full minute.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in the game, at this level, I like to be aware of all the 9 tiles remaining, no exceptions. So, for example, I would take a move which it's like obvious. For example, if I've decided in advance that I want to take 3 points, and then I would just use my time to do some tile counting, because it does seem that both sides will require some endgame precision. There's really a lot of similarities. Look, red is +3 on the scoreboard. Red has this slightly bigger ruin, so that's +5. But green has the smaller field, so that's +8 for reds. Yeah, he goes just for
Okay.
quick points. Maybe he decided that... Interesting. Maybe he decided that all he needs to win is just simply draw the last remaining triple city tile. Not triple city, but crossroads with a city cap tile. So that's absolutely critical over here. He does not do it. He draws a monastery. If he wants, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, the one curve remaining, he can kind of put it over here on the left and drop a farmer, and basically say, yeah. Actually, I start really liking this move. So here's the idea: you're giving yourself kind of multiple key tiles to win. You're saying that if green gets this city, then I can get a curve and take away this field from you, and then essentially it means that you only need one high impact tile for win out of 2. And this is actually more than 75. That's like 80-ish% chance at the moment. I can't do all the math in my head. The question is, can red actually win by simply drawing one of these 2 tiles, or does he have to score more? He is currently ahead like 4 points, and he has winning in a bunch of mini battles as well. So 4, 3, plus 3 over here, plus 2 over here. So 4, 3, 2. That's 9 points. He's gonna go over here. He's gonna be at 12 points. That's close. That's close. So it's certainly a move that he can consider. Let's see if he actually does it. Oh no, he just goes. Interesting. So he just goes over there. But now, if you're Marian, I really think you drop a farmer there. And now suddenly, as green, you're just loving this. Because now you need really only... So you now need 2 out of 4 high impact tiles. So let's say you can connect to this field, and then you can either finish your city, or just simply finish your monastery, and that will probably be enough for the win. Because the idea is that connecting to this field will give you this 9 points, so that will eliminate the difference. And then, if you finish your monastery, you get an extra point, and then you can just simply deploy your meeple elsewhere. For example, taking a long road or something. So, I'm pretty sure he's going to drop a farmer. He does not. He instead goes for a city, because there's still a regular city cap remaining, which he does not draw. Very interesting win condition choice here by the Romanian player, who we know loves fields. Well, he does draw his thing. He does draw his thing. But now imagine how cool it would be had he had the farmer over here. Because then, let's say if he goes over here, then he knows that red will be able to threaten a farm takeover. Let's say he draws the one remaining Dorito. He puts it over here, and he draws a curve and wins. And I think that's exactly what we could see happening in this game.
Should now is going to meeple the farm, probably. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I guess he's counting. Are there any other tiles to connect except for the curve, right? Because the curve goes here, but there is something. Is there anything that goes here? No crossroads. Daggers, daggers, daggers. 1 dagger. Ooh, so this move basically gives should a 33% chance of winning the game. What's the third tile? There's a dagger tile. So one like
there
this.
There is a simple clap. A simple clap. A simple clap. No.
It was
All
just
the
drawn.
5 are here. Sorry. No. Yeah. It was the last
starting
tile.
Shoot. Starting tile. It's 100%. Oh no starting tile. Sorry. No, wait. Come on. Can somebody help us in the chat? What? Oh, there's a cap like this. Okay. So now it makes sense. So Marian draws his thing, and now he gets this thing, so he would have... Oh yeah, sorry, I completely... Yeah, it's a 50-50, because I figured that... Like, this connection works only for Marian, it doesn't work for Should.
Yeah. Marian can take 6 points, and now I think it's the best move he can do.
I see 7.
Where do you see 7? Sorry,
let me see. At the bottom.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, on the road in the bottom it's 7. You're right, sorry. Yeah.
Very interesting. So interesting, kind of this sequence. It so happens at the end of the game that players exchange points so much. Like Marian got 11 points over here, and Shud got 11 points over here with the city. Like with just one meeple and a couple of tiles, that's ridiculous. But I think somehow Green probably has it just because of this farmer. I mean, that was such a lovely way to sneak in. That's amazing, actually.
Oh, wait a second.
I can see some board games on Melvin's background.
My dog was knocking at the door.
Understandably so. And the first duel will be picked up by the Romania. Not the first duel, but the first game. I kind of suggest that we stay with this one, really. Normally I would switch to another one, but it was just way too interesting. What do y'all think? What do you think, Melvin?
It's up to you. Let's see what the spectators prefer.
My spectators are sometimes very shy. They don't say their preference in the chat. So I typically give the preference to my special guest. Whoa! Conservative again! Marian does not meeple his city, and now he's forced to continue his opponent's city, but he's fine. He will break it. We've kind of already started watching this game. I give you, okay, to my viewers, I give 1 minute if you want to change the game. If not, we're stuck with this. This opening looks great for red, just fantastic. Having a ruin, having a monastery next to a ruin. He should probably now go over here. Exactly, yeah. So sometimes beginner players get married to finishing their cities. No, that's not how it's going to work. It's already 5 points. And now he wants to draw a triple city tile, what the Portuguese players call a cow, over here. And expand his ruin even further. Look at this efficiency, getting city tiles and monastery points at the same time. He has to be loving this. And also, the city is live. Imagine if Red gets some sort of maybe triangle with a road and puts it over here on the left. Then suddenly there's still 3 starting tiles remaining, and the city can finish just like that. In the meantime, the Romanian player equalizes on the scoreboard. Oh, I called it! He got just the tile that I told he would.
Alexey,
yeah.
Do you think with the last road, well, Marian did 2 points, and okay, it's good, but I think he could make should need 2 initial tiles with that one, in sequence, like just placing.
Yeah, I understand. So what?
Below.
So Melvin was suggesting
because it's not urgent to make the 2 points. We have so many tiles.
Yeah, I know, but I think it could be a bit hindsight, right? Because I mean, this city is already big enough that blocking it probably doesn't matter. You probably will need to fight for it, even if it is a ruin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points, but we should count 9 points because something is coming here for show. Because Red will want to complete his monastery, and let's say if it's like a triple city tile, then it's 9 points. Then he will need to put something else, and then it's a triangle, then it's 10 or 11 points.
Yeah,
so
but sometimes I think it's better to fight for a big ruin than a big city that have chances to be closed. So I don't know, maybe I would just go for it because, well, 2 points was not so urgent, and well, but I don't think it's a mistake. I'm just giving other point of views.
Yeah, that makes sense. Certainly a very interesting idea, and kind of like what you're suggesting is more of Marian's style rather than yours. I figured that you would be the one to go for points first. But anyway, the game's still young, so Green decides to continue Red's monastery just to have a shot at blocking that ruin. And here comes the chase. Here comes the chase. Here comes the price of not listening to Melvin. But it's your fault, Melvin, because you told it after the move, okay? Had you told it before, maybe Marian would have listened. In the meantime, I have big news. it is game over for the opponent of the player with the eponymous screen name because Bogdan Korkan pulled an upset on table 2, winning against, well, one of y'all favorites, because also like most of you chose Kithra for your Fantasy 5, so this doesn't look great for my Fantasy 5 players, and this city could actually get finished. This is very interesting, like sometimes the 100 elo tactics are the most effective ones.
What's the 100 elo tactics?
Trying to
Oh,
build
it's
a
not
big city
something
for the sake of
specific.
finishing. No. It's something specific, like trying to build a big city for the sake of finishing.
Ah, okay.
That's like typically considered a beginner
Mhm.
move, but sometimes that. Okay, one tile away. He was one tile away.
Ooh, finally, my gen
Yes, he's now gonna snap on this connection. But imagine if
Yeah,
he gets into
yeah,
like a
yeah,
road tile, then that's it. Then you're just losing because you can't block. You can only restrict. Oof. But here's the thing. Now he's going to connect. He's going to have to spend a valuable tile, and this is still blockable
yeah.
over here on the left. Interestingly, actually, Raf is saying it's all started by not meepling the big city on move 1. Yeah, exactly. I was kind of surprised. This is considered like quite a well-known opening move, actually. There's some theoretical reasons behind this. It's not so much... It's basically just to push your opponent away to other less convenient squares. This is so interesting that a lot of issues can start with the opening. Also, in the last game, Marian kind of got into a bit of trouble with his monasteries by possibly being not greedy with that road. But now things are still looking great for Red. Even though I said it last game. Again, we saw how that game ended. But look at these monasteries. That's just brutal. If Red gets a curve, that's like 13 points already on his scoreboard. But in the meantime, Green's quite happy. Green's just building cities and building more cities. Probably is going to connect to Red's city over here. Up top. Both players now picking up the pace and should... Okay, draws a crossroads. Probably not the Jin card that he had wanted, but he'll take 12 points in the scoreboard instead of 13. He scores a 3-point road and a 9-point monastery. And of course... Green will in all likelihood use this extra road end to finish his road. Remember, it's super valuable if you can finish your road without waiting for a road end tile. Now Red attacks and it's a critical situation. Red is threatening to either block or to connect into the city, and both things are quite devastating. He doesn't get quite the tile to do so. Probably going to finish the city. In the meantime, Green draws his monastery, equalizes Red's monastery, so things are not looking so bad for Green anymore.
Alexey, do you know what you're thinking with the Dorito with road? Say with me. Invasion.
Ah, invasion.
Almost, you're almost there.
Yeah.
In the Brazilian game, I'm gonna teach you the
Yes,
correct
exactly.
pronunciation.
I'm looking forward to it. Well, look at this monastery stacking over here by Green. It will eventually equalize these two monasteries by Red. Now, he has two interesting moves. And I know why he's thinking. Well, actually, I know why he's thinking. He prioritizes this. But then, oh, he's gonna be without meeples. Yeah, it's a great move. It's a great move. I mean, it sort of saves up this connection, but it also means that he'll gonna stay without meeples for a long time. I know what the Japanese player will do. I know that is maybe something that you wouldn't do, Melvin. But Japanese players are fans of partial blocks. Actually, these are not blocks, these are delays. So what Red could do is place the starting tile over here.
Yep.
And even though there are two starting tiles, but two triple crossroads remaining, it will take a long time for green to draw them statistically, so he'll probably... Whoa, 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 whoa. That's so interesting.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
Yeah, green did that.
Now, I know it's kind of. Yeah, I would do just like Shoot did. But I know what you mean. Japanese players, they love doing this kind of delaying, and well, it works so many times. But maybe Shoot could anticipate this farm by Shoot, but it's not so strong farm. I mean the farm by Marian, the last farmer. I think Shoot could anticipate it, but thinking well, I think it's not so good. It's just 6 points, and it's not an open farm.
Yeah, I think I think it's. I mean, I think kind of the sequence made sense. Starting a city over here, it's a stronger move than I suggested. I mean, blocking this partial block would have also been good, but this was with the starting tile, which is better to block over here. Now by should we could see all kinds of things. We can see a block over
Yes, yes,
here.
this is
Yeah,
perfect. This is perfect. Yeah, 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 yeah.
that's the kind of thing that Japanese players like to do. But I remember I once lost a casual game to the player with a screen named Keithra because of this partial block. Even though I had like a 75% chance to draw this, I was with a meeple shortage for the duration of the game. And 25% of the time these meeples are blocked forever, so it certainly adds a lot to your win probability. So I was kind of surprised that green chose this move voluntarily. But let's see. He starts a new city, which looks good in your field, but at the same time, when you finish your city as
Nice
green,
tire for sure.
you open another field connection, and it looks like things are really headed red's way. Because this tile is going over here, and this ruin will now be secured.
Well, I think Shoot is thinking about the big ruin right now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I don't think there's any other move that you can play instead of going over here. So I'm pretty sure that...
Sorry. I look at the YouTube and it was delayed, so I was talking about something you talked in the past. I'm here conflicting with
Okay. Yeah.
present and past. Sorry, yeah, we have the same thing. Mm.
Interesting city protection here from Marian.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Should could go 100 elo mode and decides, you know what? I'm ahead. I'm probably gonna win this. Let me just have fun. He can go over here and have chances to finish the city. Still one starting tile. One of those. Nah, he just goes for the casual move. But I'm not sure how I feel about this. He does give green a meeple back, which green is going to use immediately. So that's an interesting, very, very interesting idea. So he could continue his city, which is probably what he's going to do. Or he could go for the YOLO move. He could spend his last meeple on connecting to this ruin and then hope for both the city connection over here and the triple city over here, which is a big if, and he decides that, you know what, I can still probably outplay my opponent in a different way. Let's just kiss this ruin goodbye for now. And also, let's say if red does draw the triple city with the road and has the imprudence of placing it over here, then suddenly this is re-attackable.
I like the idea of Shoot fighting for this 12 points farm, but I think he could just take 9 up. That is super.
Exactly, yeah.
It would
I
be
think
super.
exactly, I agree. So Melvin was suggesting that he go over here and take a farmer over here and score 15 farms, 15 field points. Because the idea here, I think, you're so much ahead that the way you lose this game is just by taking unnecessary risk. I'm sure Marian was super, super happy to see this move. Also, his gamble has completely paid off. He finished his monasteries, finished his road, does not have a meeple disadvantage anymore. And what Marian's going to do, he's going to drop a farmer over here because Shud did not get a field tile. And then later he's going to block this square. That's the win path for green, is just blocking this square and then finishing his monastery possibly. There's still one tile that can do it for him. Win this field. Suddenly,
And well,
so many things that we can
let's
do.
think about the scenario where Shield takes the cavallo, the horse. This is CCR, and maybe he's going to do the 4 points and plus 2 points here, connecting everything in the ruin. When should connect this little farmer, he's opening a spot for Mars to invade the big ruin later.
Exactly. Oh, that's
So
such a great spot. You see?
maybe I really didn't like this platform.
Yeah. So the straight line goes over here, and then suddenly Marian gets this. And then connects like this, and then connects over here, and the ruin's equal. And then he finishes the city and drops a second farmer and wins the field anyway. In general, I noticed that these extenders are not great farming tiles. Okay, ooh, so interesting. So red decides just to meeple a new ruin and at the same time create a block of threats. Marian meeples a monastery. He decides that he needs a lot to get back into this game. Now comes the key decision point. Will he or will he not do it? If he goes over here, that's a move that wins him 6 points, which is, no, 7
Maybe
points
should
actually.
be
7 points.
thinking about
Exactly. Or Shud could go over here
good,
and
good.
yeah, he does the block. Was that the block that you're suggesting, Melvin? Okay,
Hello,
folks.
is my connection right? I think.
Yeah. Like the image is slow, but we can still hear you.
Okay.
Green is really fighting here. Green is also setting up for the last monastery. Oof. And he's also creating a city connection, which is no longer necessary. Okay, Shud's gonna drop a farmer. Now Marian's gonna go over here. And then set up his monastery even more. In all likelihood. Oh, we have more updates. So Tabata won game 1. We're just too invested in this match. So Marian starts a block over here. Should in the meantime score 7 points for his farmer. And suddenly he doesn't really need to connect into this field that bad. Let's see. Unfortunately, Green cannot spend his last meeple now because he needs his last meeple for the monastery. So, he does this actually. So he wants to set up the monastery and then to connect later. You're smiling, Melvin. Did you like this move that much?
Yeah, no, I smiled for the crafty ref comment. He's a very good joker. It feels like Shield is raining this, literally, figuratively.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Well, so far it looks like Romania is crushing it. I'm surprised that, okay, somebody in the chat, tell us how it's going in Ervin G's game, because he's normally super fast. Like, he's supposed to have finished his duel by now. We don't have time to check this. This game is too interesting. We have to follow it. Marian does get the final remaining crossroads. Now he has a choice whether to take his meeple back over here and score 4 extra points, or to take 3 points over here at the same time blocking red. He needs to count tiles first and really carefully decide whether the block is worth it. No, he decides it's not worth it. He just needs to grab points, because that's the only way he can really win. Just with lots of points. Should just build his ruin. Marian gets a tile which is hard to use, but feels like you need to come up with something sneaky.
RV1, 2-1. It's finished.
Already, so they finished their duel. Okay, quite predictable that they finished it soon. Congratulations to Team Romania on their big point. This looks so much in Romania's favor. And how is Arpad doing on table 1 against EQ? It doesn't matter. Well, it probably matters, but for the purpose of this game, it doesn't matter. So, Should does draw the coin flip, and he's thinking whether to use it. And at this point, probably he's going to use it. That's a move that gives him 7 points for the monastery. Well, 8 points for the monastery, -1 for gifting your opponent. And it's also a move that gives him extra field points, 3 extra field points. So it says 10 points for the price of 2 meeples. Can Marian get 10 points with 2 meeples? It's quite difficult. He might actually just go over here. We have a bit of a disappearance from Melvin.
Oh, again.
No, we can
Sorry.
hear you. We can hear you. We just can't see you. But it's fine.
Really?
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Everybody remembers your lovely face. So if you can, okay,
I'm
there you
coming
go.
back.
There we go.
I'm
There's
coming back.
Melvin again. Yes, we can see all the hand gestures as well.
Thank you.
Oh, it looks like there's some interesting developments in Girapa's game as well. However, I'm so torn. It would be kind of so nice to watch the decider for this. You're the guest, Melvin. Do you have a preference?
For next game,
Yeah.
I would watch Girapa's game. Giraffa.
Alrighty. Look at this block. I really like it if green is not giving up, playing precisely, and now not letting the red meeple into the field. He's gonna pick up 3 points with the field over here. And that's gonna be game for the Japanese player. And interesting how it's really all started with not meepling that ruin, then the chasing around, and yeah, sometimes that kind of stuff can happen, but a lot of the way how the game progresses just stems from move 1. Okay, that was entertaining. I'm gonna let the points count themselves. It will be interesting to look at the stats. How many city points did red have? 1 big ruin and 1 medium-sized ruin, in addition to just regular completed cities during the game. Also, something interesting that I've noticed, in both games, the Japanese player managed to keep the game in a style that's kind of uncomfortable for Marian, right? Because Japanese players avoid big fields. Marian loves big fields. And we saw big fields in neither of the games. Alrighty, so it is indeed 1-1. Japan is not out of this just yet. let's just do a quick check. Let's just do a quick check
It's
on.
funny that you mentioned it, that Marianne loves fields, and it's 21 against 12 for Marianne in fields, and the cities from field was 52 against only
Oof,
24. It's a
oof.
lot.
Yeah. Okay, let's just do like a really quick check on Giraffe because it was an interesting game, and then as soon as that game over, we come back to the decider for this because we can't miss it.
So Grappa games, no?
Yes. It started 21 minutes ago, so they're just finishing. We will witness the final moments. We will not try to think too deeply. 7 tiles remaining. This endgame. Okay. Oh, that's the kind of stuff that I like. 3 monasteries for the world champion. Huge ruin for the world champion. Oh, it looks like it's pretty one-sided. Yeah, I mean, being ahead 20 points on the scoreboard is nice if you're blue, but there your 20 points right there, and then some. And then their fields, yeah, it does not look that great for the play with the blue meeples. However,
Yeah, 21 points for blue, but 6 points here for red in the field, so it's only 15. It's not enough.
exactly.
Yeah.
So what could red do over here? Or red goes for the... Oh, what a block. What a block. And a field connection. Because there was still one tile... No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no, there wasn't any tiles remaining to finish this city. But it looks like a block. This was already blocked. But still, 6-point farmer... Well, what blue could do here is just place a 5-point monastery and then connect the 2 farms. Oh, no, he wouldn't do that. Because... Or would he? No, of course he wouldn't. It is his own farm. Now the question is, can this meeple go into this farm, right? Let's just have a look. 1 meeple over here, 1 meeple over here, 1 meeple over here. Potential majority for red, but it all depends on the tiles remaining. So are there even straight lines to go over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's still 1 tile remaining that goes into this square, so that's quite critical. If red draws it, red probably wins. And he draws it, and he probably wins. So Eki really needed this coin flip. Unfortunately for him, he's gonna have to just keep the 7-point monastery. Well, luckily for him, he's gonna add 8 points more on the scoreboard right before his last move. So that, ooh, okay, so interesting. So now this field is under red's control, and really the only thing that green can hope for is just go over here and connect to the field. But the thing is, I don't think it's gonna work, guys. There are no tiles remaining to connect, or are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope. There are no tiles remaining that fit over here. So it does look like an obvious farmer over here with a field connection. But ain't no triangles, ain't no city caps, ain't no monasteries, ain't no curves. Nothing.
Can he take the big ruin?
Oh,
No,
nope.
it's impossible.
Because again, no triangles, no
No triangles and
no
vacas,
cows,
cows.
yes.
CCC,
Oh, there's this field connection over here. Yeah, on the left. And that's possible because there's still 1 crossroads remaining. But the question is, in case he draws the crossroads, is it blockable? And the answer is, I'm not sure. I don't... Yes. No. Somebody needs to count the other remaining tiles. So it's a crossroads and... has to be some form of city cap. It's not a dagger. He goes for this. Yeah, he figured that the field connection was blockable anyway.
Yeah.
Because whatever tile he draws the other one. Well, that was actually a bit of an imprecision here from blue. Blue had to take the 1 point here with the city first, and then on his last meeple go for the 6-point farm. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because he can still score 1 point for his road. Nothing much that he can really do about it. Yeah, this just shows the power of monasteries. Like, you don't need the scoreboard points. It does look like red is going to have this with the field or without. And was it their first game?
No, the second one. Grappa won the first.
Wow. So this means that...
But in this one, actually,
Oh, wow.
Grappa lost by 2 points.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. Yeah. So why did we discount the Japanese player? It just looks like Red had so much stuff on the board, so that I just forgot about the scoreboard. Amazing, amazing end game. So we have to. So it's gonna be another decider, right? Well, I said we'd
Yes,
watch.
and Kitara won, and it's 1-1 against game over.
Oh man, it's so.
And Chris tied as well, 1-1 against the battle.
So we have four deciders. Okay, Melvin, what does your intuition tell? Say what's the most entertaining?
No, please, let people choose it. I don't like this responsibility.
Okay,
Please,
cool.
please.
That's cool. Well,
What?
my chat is silent, although I do appreciate you kind of telling me
No,
about
they
the
are
results.
talking a lot. Clovir, Crafty, LR, that I don't know who is
Yeah, yeah, I
LR.
know, but they don't have a preference. So I'm just gonna watch Marian again. You know why? Because we sort of had a history of viewing this game, and also because they already started the decider, so they're gonna finish early, and we're gonna have a time to watch some other end games as well. And it's an interesting middle game position. Oh, and now that's the kind of position that Marian likes, very open, lots of farmers. The only problem, the farmers are not Marians, the farmers are shoulds. So we're witnessing quite a classic imbalance here of monasteries versus fields. The field is 12 points and then potential for more, and the monasteries are, well, potentially 16 points, but this is super high impact. As soon as green draws a straight line, he's going to add a lot of points to his scoreboard. It does look like this is headed Green's way. Green's probably going to take 3 points over here and abuse this city by restricting the square severely. Also, by limiting this field, you can absolutely win this position without the field here as Green. Like, because let's say this monastery controls this field squares, and only one thing that you're left to do is just put a straight line over here up top and close down the field altogether. Because look at this, let's say here somebody's going to take 4 points, but chances are a triangle with the road goes here, and then the city just completely closed with 15-ish points. Oh, but no, red manages to open it up, take 4 points and leave this up for grabs. So I assume it's not something that green gonna let it happen. And we see a move like this, yes, blocking, attacking both the empty city cap and the filled empty city cap here by red, and also some precision with turning this curve that way. Green is making sure that red needs the same tile over here and over here.
Now red needs to protect it for 50%. To wait the no, he can protect it. Sorry. It's impossible to directly protect it.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
beautiful. Exactly. And look at this. If you're Marian, you know a move that I absolutely love here for green is going with the extender over here and creating a potentially big city slash ruin. Not only taking away a
Perfect.
lot of points for red, also diverting a lot of attention, but also completely boxing in this field. It's such a strong move that I don't see really anything else. Well, an alternative is to go over here near the monastery and then kind of preserve the opportunities to finish the monastery. But finishing the monastery doesn't matter. It's all about restricting that field, and he absolutely goes for us. And I'm loving this position for green. So finally, we're going to see a fieldless win condition here on chat. Again, from a player who normally doesn't do this kind of stuff. But that just shows you, to be at the top level, you have to be really flexible, and you have to know how to win games in all possible ways. Now, interesting choice here, Melvin. So, do you
Yeah.
block this? And I like this. I like this pawn.
You're talking about Marianne move
Yes, yes,
or
yes, yes,
should
yes.
move?
About Marian's
Yes,
move.
yes,
Marian's
yes,
move.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Totally, 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 totally. I think it's perfect. Because well, we have here Doritos with roads that would be perfect for shoot, but not anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, perfect.
So that, and of course he doesn't meeple this monastery because a meeple is worth more than 8 points in this
Mm-hmm.
position, and this monastery is capped at 8 points. The only downside, of course, is that it opens up the field, but maybe it's not such a big problem. Again, an interesting situation here. So as Marian, you could either build up your monastery, or you could block the
Yeah,
field by placing this curve up top, or you could just defend your city like this from the top, hoping for the one of the three remaining Doritos with the road. Is that what you were going to suggest, Melvin, or do you have another thoughts in mind?
oh, I like it. Jesus, Marianne is so good. Yeah, I like it because it's an indirect defense, and he still preserves the option for the cavallo, the horse CCCR. Because
Yes.
CCCR is even better than the Doritos, because the Doritos can give 3 points for the farm and open it a little bit. It's
Oof.
perfect, perfect.
And in addition to this move, look at this. It's also restricting the field. So you see, I was suggesting it's like, oh, is Marian going to do this? Is Marian going to do that? And Marian saying, I'm going to do all of these things with one move.
Yeah,
Well, that's such a
perfect.
nice find. Oof. And he gets the
Ooh.
tile, but he's not going to put it here. He's going to first of all put it over here and just make sure he eats up the actual points and still keeps his chances live over here. He doesn't even need to complete this ruin. It's going to be 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. Totally worth it if you ask me. Because remember, the reason why green is doing so great is this monastery over here. It looks like he's 4 points behind on the scoreboard. It's not true. When he places a straight line over here, 13 points are coming into green's scoreboard. And of course, he goes for this move. Of course, should will now need to go over here, which is of course understandable. He also kind of blocks on his own field, and this is so interesting. Red cannot actually expand his field, and he's staying with 12 points for a whole 2 meeples. It's like such a Japanese style play what the Romanian player is doing here. So I guess the question is, if you now think from red perspective, Melvin, what's your long-term plan for coming back into this game as red?
It's a really nice position for Marianne right now, but I think Red should think about the big features that he can still dream about closing, like this left side ruin. It's still possible to be closed. It's not easy, but well, when we are so bad in the position, we gotta think about any kind of possibility, and it's a possibility. He can think about closing this city in the left, but it's not easy. We know. Now Marianne takes 4 and takes the monastery back, and well,
Yeah,
I think this game is very very good for green right now.
that's the thing that we're told would happen. Well, red is partially listening to Melvin's advice. He does not protect the ruin over here just yet, but he definitely wants to do this later with a Dorito. He uses the splitter to start a new city, and I think that his idea, he wants to be extra efficient. He wants to hope for a city cap really soon, even though there are really not a lot of those remaining. There are actually 3 tiles that fit here, which is not a lot, so he's going to be quite a bit of a wait. But then he wants to drop a 9-point farmer when he does. But even with these 9 points, I mean, it's very, very hard. So as green over here, you could just continue your city like this. Or you could just take 4 points, which I guess makes sense.
4
Yeah.
points.
On the
Yeah,
other hand, it
I
does
like.
expand
Yeah,
his field by quite a bit.
yeah, yeah.
But I guess 4 points are still better, though. So as should, you can probably add 1 point to your city. You can drop a city cap in your field, finally. Actually, I think that's a move that he will end up absolutely doing. Yeah, so we shall see. Oh, thank you, Glavier, for doing part of the commentator's job in the chat. Yeah, it's actually quite a complicated explanation why this indirect defense was so brilliant. So, here we go. As red, you say YOLO, put this quadruple tile over here, and just try to build. What was sort of this around the idea for your game plan, Melvin?
Sorry, Alexey. Can you please repeat the question?
Quadruple tile next to red's ruin
Yep.
on the left, and trying to just gather some triangles and complete it.
Yes, I like it. That was I was saying before. I think red now should think about the even it's hard to finish the city, I know, but it's a way to come back. But now
Let's
Marianne
go.
can take it up, and that's it.
Marian can even do, like, if Marian wants to be extra careful, he can take it down. He can go like this, and, well, it's sort of, actually, no, it's probably not such a good move. But I kind of like it on some level, because there is one splitter and one giraffe's neck remaining. And I guess if he
Yeah,
draws... Yeah, I know it's unnecessary, it's
and
unnecessary.
I agree with Glovier. Glovier says since red is at the meeple's advantage for probably the rest of the game, completing the city is not really necessary, I think. Well,
Yes,
I think it makes sense.
exactly.
Well, Marianne can anticipate this farm of 6 points here, maybe. Yes, and he does it.
Yeah, that's great. So the stuff that red was setting up, he ended up setting it up for green. Okay, he gets the thing. Dum dum dum
Yeah.
dum. It goes over here. He should spend some 45 seconds now. So like he should be. I think it was too fast. He needs to do tile counting because time will be so important, and like his win path will be so dependent on tiles. Because look at this, his one person meeple, one merson is going to get blocked right now. Or as Marian, do you block this ruin first? You need to block something, right? Or do you just take 3 points here, Melvin, and try to outrun your opponent?
I need to count tiles. I need to see what's the possibility of closing that, but I would just make 3 points, honestly. I don't think it's necessary to block. And even if should close it, it's 0 points and okay, me pull back, but
Meeple
but
back, yes,
no,
meeple back.
maybe blocking it is is better because well should is uh, with only one meeple it's really hard to fight for anything. But well, like
Oh,
by the
wow,
end of
interesting.
what
Marian
yeah,
absolutely not
interesting.
playing like himself. Like, he doesn't like point grabbing. Very interesting. I was surprised that should. I'm surprised at this move. So should prioritize blocking Marian City over saving his own. I think he had a chance for an excellent gamble. I think should have gone over here and dropped a farmer and tried to connect through the city when he's closing. Like, he's too far behind to be doing conservative stuff like this. And so, like, I think when you're behind, you can't really afford to block much. You kind of just have to hope that your opponent doesn't get the completion tiles, and that's about it, really. That said, though, there is
Hmm.
there are some high impact moves for Reds potentially. One of these moves is grabbing 6 points over here with this city cap, so that could work. But first, he's probably going to add one more point to his ruin, something like this. We'll see. Interesting that there are no city caps with the road remaining. In fact, the only city caps remaining are the two regular city caps. Oh, nope.
Yes, and it's very good for red because
Yeah.
red can make 7 points quick.
I think I may have forgotten about one dagger. Yeah, there's still one dagger as well. Yeah, okay, that's an interesting move. I'm not sure what you need the meeple for there. Maybe you can just do the same move without a meeple. But I know it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Red just needs to hope for everything. Wait, am I hallucinating, Melvin? Or was this block by should not even a block upstairs? There's one dagger, right, of that kind, or am I not seeing something? One dagger to finish his city.
Yeah, now he's trying to finally block it.
But it's too long. It does seem to me that the best chance for coming back into this game for Red was going over here and dropping a farmer and trying to connect. Here's also one thing that you're behind. You want to try do things like extra efficiently. If you're fighting for the field, you want to do it in such a way that completes some other features that does not force you to spend extra tiles. You want to find field connections that bring in not one but two farmers at the same time with one move. You have to like really set up for as efficient plays as possible. Well, Should does indeed get his 4 points, but because he left this guy empty at first, he will not be getting 7 points. He will getting only 4 points. So it does seem that Red is playing as if he's winning. On the other hand, like, the difference is actually not that great because this ruin by Red now completely compensates this ruin. Red does have 12 points in the field, but Green has more stuff with simply this long road and this monastery and this field. And this one semi-blocked city is equal in points to these two blocked cities. So a miracle is needed for the Japanese player.
Good.
Omarion doesn't even bother saving his city. That's so fascinating.
Yeah, I think maybe Marianne thought about the possibility of
He
just
just wants
make
points.
yeah, exactly, and let you spend turns doing blocks or whatever. This is something I think a lot about. Sometimes we need to think that, okay, sometimes it's just better to make the opponent lose turns trying to block or whatever. As well,
Exactly.
if it's not something crucial, it's better to just wait for it.
Red now decides to meeple the monastery. But of course he won't have the meeple to take advantage from this. The tiles remaining should be a regular city cap and a dagger. But Marian doesn't even bother. Well, he does get his city cap. He does get Marian's city cap. So this block was just two wasted tiles essentially, and Marian does get the last city cap. He's probably going to meeple a ruin over here and enjoy the second big point for Team Romania. And it does seem now in hindsight that this game was kind of salvageable for Red actually, because by connecting through his field like this, in my estimation, Red would have had something like 12 more points. Because, you know, you complete this, you equalize the field, you get your meeple back. But let's see what the score is at the end. Oh, well, there's some good news from Team Japan. The one of the proudest members of the Traps Carcassonne club, proud enough to have it in his screen name, Chris, has won against his Romanian counterparts. So the score is 2-1 over there. And now it's currently 2-1 to Japan. Actually, you see, it would have been like super, super close. So the game was really, really winnable for Red for a long time. So overall, I think the player with the green meeples really managed to outplay his opponent for the most part and make some crucial decisions. And this over here was just a completely amazing move. And then finding this long road at the end to completely chip away. Red made a really beautiful effort at completing the city. Unfortunately for Red, there was just a couple of tiles not enough to actually accomplish this. So congratulations to the Romanian player to have won against the Japanese player using moves from his own Japanese from the palette of said Japanese player, like restricting the field, that like such a Japanese thing to do. But we're going to watch more deciders. I want to do Girappa if he's still playing. What are you counting, Melvin?
Only the points from Jarappa and Neku. Jarappa is a lot ahead.
Oh, okay. That's, I guess, good for Team Romania. So it's going to come down to what? So it's going to come down to game over. I mean, we're going to have a look at this game because we already opened it.
So game over game? Are you going to watch? Bogota?
We might. Wait, no, we're staying with this. I've already opened Girappa, and somebody in the chat is suggesting an interesting field connection.
Yes, Crafty said there was a nice field connection there, and I'm coming back.
Wait, is it really so nice? I mean, as blue, why do you meeple the why do you not meeple the road here? Because I don't know. Let's say if you meeple the road, because like here's what you're doing. This field connection, it sets up to give you not 9 but 7 points because you're adding 2 points to your opponent, and you invest a meeple for that, and you give your opponent a meeple back. So actually, even though it looks nice aesthetically, I like this move, but with a meeple on the road, then it makes sense. Then you make 5 points and get a meeple back. But I guess on the other hand, you need to come up with something. As blue over here, probably just score some quick points over here. That would make sense. On the other hand, it would prevent this field connection, but this field connection's not going to work that much. Look also, oh, he has this 15-point field that he controls. Interesting, like the Japanese players are playing like Romanians today with all these early field meeples. That's not what they normally do.
I like this move by Aki, of course. 3 points is good, but I wonder if making 2 would be better, just to wait to make 7. With the,
of course,
how do you call it? Daggers.
Daggers, yes.
Yeah, because now it's not possible to do the 7 anymore.
Exactly, yes, of course. And when you're behind, that's a great idea. And so if you take 2 points now, then you take 7 points later, and then you even connect into this field with some chance.
With the upper
actually,
meeple.
Yep. Because I think that was pretty much the best shot for blue over here.
Yeah, the problem is that red can still close the big city. Did you notice that?
I did not.
I think there is one left.
Oh, so there's one.
I think there is one left.
Yeah, there is one left. But okay, but like as blue, we have to hope that red just doesn't draw that kind of stuff, and that's it.
Yeah, sure.
And so we need to set up for us drawing these tiles. And then the move that you were suggesting, Melvin, was just absolutely perfect. So, okay, my dear viewers, imagine that this tile is like 1 square to the right. So you take 2 points. Then you draw one kind of dagger, you score 7 points over here for this city cap and 3 points for the field. And then you draw the other kind of dagger and put it over here, and you score 6 points for the road, and you get your farmer in over here like this, and suddenly you're not doing that poorly. It ain't gonna happen because Red just completes a massive, massive city, a metropolis. The thing that Melvin said now exactly happened. Look at this.
Yep.
Blue drew the tile to place it over here, but Blue had blocked himself with a move prior. So that shows that sometimes, even though most of the time the highest scoring move is the best move, sometimes you have to delay gratification, just like in life, to hope for a bigger score later.
Just like in life, was so deep. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of things in Carcassonne are just like in life.
Yes.
Like, it's an imperfect information game. In life, you ain't gonna have perfect information. You have to make bets all the time. And then sometimes you do everything right and you still lose. And you have to be okay with that. And not let it devastate you. Well, but now it does seem that even though Blue found a really nice sequence at the end, he's gonna get some 8 more points as a result of the sequence. 6
It
points
would
for
be
this.
it would be still better doing the other because he could invade the farm. Because now he would do 5 after doing that. I mean, if he closes the small city doing 7, he could do 5 now closing the road, and maybe join the 12-point farm with the up farmer. So I think it would be a better sequence if he just waited for doing the 7, because he
Yep.
would do 7, then 5, and invading the farm.
Yep, exactly. Wait, 7 then 6? No?
No, sorry. The problem is sometimes you're talking, then I read the shot, and every time Crafty is doing a joke. Every time he never stops. I think he's a little bit
Okay.
Brazilian.
The last one was
Just
savage.
like in life, so stay. Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah. Well, I mean, what are you suggesting instead? Just grab the first partner you see? Okay, so this one goes to Romania convincingly, and we're going to congratulate Romania on winning this clutch match, defeating the world champions. And as we saw, probably it's slightly even outplaying them as well. So, of course, we're going to have a look at the other world champions game. Oh, no, did he also finish? Oh, yeah, we were just watching this. Oh, wait, what did I want to look? Yeah, Kiefer. Let's go.
Oh, you typed in Romanian?
I know. That's like a Freudian typo or whatever. Because I was saying.
Yeah, it happens all the time. I know how it is.
Oh god. Now, those of you who are astute enough, you would have seen my search history, and you would have seen some interesting things there. So hopefully you didn't pick up on that. Well, the scoreboard certainly favors the Romanian here again. And Yellow has deployed a lot of his farmers. I respect Yellow for choosing a bright color meeples to play with. We can see them very well. He gets one more farmer. But will that be enough? Well, the farmers will give him 18 points in total. But game over now can equalize one of these farmers and score 3 extra points for this field and 2 extra points for this road. So that's a really lucrative move here for the Romanian. Yellow can't do that much over here. Probably can add a monastery point. Maybe block this field connection if that's possible. Depends on what kind of tiles are remaining. Maybe it makes sense to go over here and try to block this connection if it's still live. We're not gonna bother counting, but who am I kidding? I can't help it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No triangles remaining that fit here, and 1, 2. There's no tiles that left to fit over here. So yellow will be having a winning mini battle over here. It's gonna be quite close. I believe it still slightly favors red. No, red is not playing. Ah, I did this again. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Black is probably going to go over here, connect the field, and drop a farmer. An alternative move is going over here and picking up a road. You pick which one's better. Also, Kiefer with only 7 seconds remaining, so very close to timing out. Ah, I think as a result, this was like a slight misstep, maybe. It's a bit long to explain. Okay, I see the idea. Basically, he wanted to make sure that black has only 1 tile remaining to connect to the field, but the field connection is really only worth 2 points because you're getting 3 extra points for the city, and you're getting like you're adding your opponent 1 point for the road as well.
Oh,
whereas
game over.
Yeah.
He didn't use the last meeple, or
He did.
am I wrong?
He took a 3-point road instead of a 5-point road over here.
Yeah. Oh.
That was like such a big flex, saying, you know, I'm winning anyway, or is he?
Oh, so players do that. I didn't know. I'm discovering now.
I know, yeah. It's...
Okay.
Wait, but it's barely winning. It was too dangerous. Do you think it was a blunder? Do you think it was a purposeful flex?
I think it was. It wasn't so well. I don't know, Alexey. I think it's too close to do this.
Because like in order to do this, in order to take 3 points instead of 5, you have to know the point count exactly to the point.
Like, exactly. Yes. And I don't know if it was the case, honestly. Well.
So 5-point road over here, guys. That's what we're talking about. This thing over here. So yeah, that's just wow.
Okay. Well, probably Bogdan is going to hear something from his brother at home. Why you did that, Bogdan? Are you crazy?
They're having an emergency family meeting. Yes. You're grounded. Well, that's actually not going to work because Bogdan is the older brother.
Yeah, probably he's going to say, shut up. I'm older than you.
But I just realized that actually yellow played a genius move over here. So this block, even though I criticized it initially, as I love to do on the stream, that's because I didn't see the deeper idea behind it. My idea was, if I were yellow, I was going to turn this the other way. And so the idea is that if black connects into the field, black is forced to use the road end and give me a meeple back, so black wouldn't do it. But actually, yellow, knowing that there's only 1 straight road remaining, was hoping that black wouldn't do that. And he was setting up for something quite sinister. So he was actually hoping that he doesn't get a 6-point... So that black doesn't get this tile. And then yellow, by keeping his farmer isolated, can actually go over here and bring in 1 more point into his... 1 more city into his field and thus have 3 more points on the scoreboard. So that was very interesting. And there were some scenarios how possibly yellow would be winning this. So quite an interesting endgame. We see the Japanese player here fighting for the end, but overall Romania just steamrolling over Japan.
Let me just make a correction. Crafty is saying that game over didn't have a meeple left for the last move. So
okay. That now makes sense. But wait,
Yeah, it
but
makes
why?
sense.
But we both thought that something was off with the last move. Because you
Yeah,
said he
yeah, yeah.
didn't use a meeple, and I said he took. I guess like I just saw this move right that he took the 3 points over here. Uh, Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't watching the game exactly in the last move, but when I saw that he put the tile there, I asked, "Oh, did he had a meeple or not?" Because I didn't see it. I see
Yeah, yeah.
just
Because the thing is, like, as
the
soon as you
pawn
see a
stuff.
tile like this, you kind of you see you're completing a row, you automatically assume that it's scoring.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Interesting. Well, anyway, good thing that we're not playing this match. And yeah, congratulations to Team Romania again. And finally, we get to have a little bit of a break and talk about more interesting stuff. So, several things to think about actually. There's one more match going on. We could watch it, but given that we only really have 20 minutes, I'm not sure how much it is worth. Do you want to have like a quick look at a game of Poland, China, or Hong Kong, Italy? Or just put it in the background and then talk about other stuff, because there's a whole bunch of questions that I wanted to ask you. I wanted to talk about the Carcassonne Brazil project and stuff like this. uh, the only question
Mm-hmm.
that you need to answer, Melvin, I know I don't want to put you in a position that gives you decision fatigue. I'm happy to make the final decision, but do you feel like watching another game of Carcassonne before we start watching the Brazilian match? Or do you feel like not watching a game of Carcassonne?
You said you wouldn't make me decide anything. Oh, Jesus. I prefer analysis paralysis. This is the name in English. Um, I prefer. Oh, you can choose, Alexei, please.
Okay, so
Both
here's what we're
very
gonna
quick.
do. We're gonna take Hong Kong, Italy, just
Mm-hmm.
temporarily, but we're not gonna really comment it. We're just gonna put it for in the background for y'all guys to enjoy, and like we're just gonna have like a very light conversation. And then 15
Yes,
minutes before the
yes.
game, we're gonna start watching no matter what, because we have to watch Brazilian game from the start. I'll give you a brief Fantasy 5 update, and what else? What else? What else? Fantasy 5. Oh yeah, and ask you questions about Carcassonne Brazil. So who is even playing today? I didn't quite check the lineups
In,
for the Italy.
Brazil, we are playing with Mejuto, Vini Teus,
Yeah,
Conde Berna,
I'm pretty sure Mejuto's not
and
playing.
Gustavo Arruda.
It's Mejuto's not playing
Mejuto's not
today.
playing today.
It's Trompowski.
Oh, sorry.
No worries, no worries. No,
It's
I already have.
Trompovski. It's Trompovski.
No worries. I've
Yeah,
checked the Brazilian lineups. I said I didn't check the Italian lineup, so we're just gonna
yeah,
do a
yeah.
quick check of
So,
this.
sorry. Yeah. It's Trompovski. I'm really tired. Let me just explain you and explain the people who's watching. Yesterday we made a 1 year anniversary of our city Carcassonne club. So my mind is not good at all. My memory is not working. I slept a little bit. So I'm sorry about the mistake for the Brazilian lineups. And sorry, Brazil. It's not good if the coach don't remember the names. We come back in 1 minute.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Alrighty. I guess I can comment on the action a little bit, but I'll do so very very lazily.
Yes, it wasn't. It wasn't quarter sun. It was the Sabado sun, as we call it, when it happens on a Sabado, because our city club it happens every Wednesday. So Wednesday in Portuguese is quarta, and
Mm.
we call it quarta sun. That's why it's the name of the club. But well, yesterday it's not Wednesday, but it's still Carcassonne. Well, that's it.
Nice. So, can you tell us a little bit more about that club? Like, who? Okay, first of all, was that your idea?
Yeah, yeah. In my city, it was very hard to make the tournaments work because we had few players. It was like two players appearing the day or three players, and well, it wasn't very nice because we tried to do tournaments and it was not possible. But suddenly we started to take some players and it started to work, and that's how we started to have a group. Like, okay, we have enough people to make tournaments in the city, so we started to be friends and we started to meet every Wednesday night, and it started 1 year ago. And every Wednesday we are there playing Carcassonne together, and we make some small tournaments and official tournaments by the beer as well. So, well, that's how it started. I created this group to have the possibility of practicing Carcassonne regularly. I think this is the English word.
Regularly, yes. That's what you meant, and that's what you
Oh,
said.
I just I'm reading crafty comment, and I just noted I went to the bathroom with the microphone on. I'm sorry, crafty. I know what you mean. I was just washing my hands, okay, and my face because I think I'm too sleepy.
Well, you're the captain of your opposing team today. Steven Chang
Yes,
is here.
I'm happy with I'm happy to listen that from Stephen Chang. He's sleepy. Very good, Stephen. Thanks.
Yeah, because you see, Melvin's sleepy, but Melvin doesn't have to play. That's the difference.
Exactly.
So maybe let's talk about this game a little bit, because the reason I chose this, because obviously I thought that the Hong Kong captain Daniel Cheng with the screen name LSC and the Red Meeples would be the heavy favorite in this game, but the Italian player with the spectacular screen name Green Chicken had won the first game of the duel quite massively. However, this one looks like it's more likely headed the red player's way, because look at these roads. We will have to look at the road stats later on. It's just, these are not roads, these are interstate highways, or I don't know how you call them in Italy, like inter-province highways or something like this. Oh wait, this is the Hong Kong player. Well, I don't think there are highways in Hong Kong, because it's like there's just not enough space. So that's why he's building road in Carcassonne, just to compensate. And he's probably going to
Oh,
finish the city,
oh,
drop a farmer or
Craft
something.
said that the second game of Dr. Haihan just started. Dr. Kaihan. Oh, yeah, I always say it wrong. Sorry. Dr. Kaihan.
I think
And
it's
me too.
Taihan.
Okay.
And like I think the C is pronounced that way in Pinyin. Elias, yes, pollo is chicken in Italian too. Unsurprisingly.
Do you know how is chicken in Portuguese?
Is it is it something different? Okay,
Yes,
is
yes,
it
it's
like
different.
pollo? Because I know that my Brazilian friend told me that if I speak Spanish and pinch my nose, then it sounds like Brazilian Portuguese.
How, can you say again? How is it?
Pollo. Okay, you
It's
say again.
frango.
Wow, that's again.
Frango. It's frango.
Yeah, nothing silly.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay,
Well,
so now LSC won, right? So
yep.
it's tied because Pollo Verde won the first one.
Yeah, exactly. So they're headed to the decider, which you're probably not gonna watch because like the players, our viewers are
Oh,
suggesting that we have a look at the Dr. Taihan's game.
okay. It's something interesting that Pollo Verde, the last game it was exactly 1 week ago against Ed Shaman in a tournament game again. Or I don't know if he practiced with another account or he just is playing the tournament.
Look at it, so close for Red, only 3 points ahead, despite his long roads. And we have to look at these stats. 32 points for Rhodes versus 7. Rhodes win games. Also 21 placed meeples. That's some massive greed versus 6 versus 3 field points. Interesting imbalance. Rhodes versus field. You see this super rarely. So you have to listen to the 2016 world champion Vladimir Kovalev, who said in one of his interviews, don't underestimate the importance of Rhodes. Well, anyway, just like to symbolically cover all matches, let's go to the Doctor's game.
Okay. Alexei, I'll be out for like 2 minutes and just need to open the doors
That's
for my
fine.
dog, take him to the garden, and I'll be back. So,
Yeah, I'll mute you. Don't worry, I can do it on my end.
okay, thank you.
All right, you can keep your microphone on. Nothing's gonna happen. Just don't worry about it. It would be very evil of me to actually like not mute Melvin, but we're not going to be bugging my special guests, okay? So the Chinese player whom you've, I'm pretty sure, seen on our Move of the Week segments is playing against the Polish captain, the discovery of this tournament. Amazingly strong, was over 700 quite recently. Meepling a city, that's what 700 rated players do. Meeple cities. And that's what Chinese masters do in response. Meeple the cities back. It's quite an even position. We're gonna watch about 10 minutes of it. Ooh, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Farmer. Do it. That's the move. Well, actually, I'm not sure. The city connection is also very nice. But and also I was hallucinating again, because this field obviously belongs to red. But this field belongs to green. But this field belongs to nobody. So somebody will be dropping a farmer here. It could be either green to secure a super majority on the field, but the field is, I guess, too small to do that. Or it could be red to simply equalize the field. But somebody's going here. I'm so happy that my opponent today in the Catalonia versus Latvia match that I'm going to play in a few hours is not using green meeples. Oh yes, I have to put Melvin back. I have to put Melvin back. Now I can hear you, yes.
My ears, they are not working. Probably I need to turn off and turn on again. Will it ruin everything, or is it possible
No, it's fine.
to do
It's
right
fine.
now?
Yeah, we can wait for you.
Okay. Okay.
So I've turned off Melvin for a second.
Sorry, now it's working again.
I think so, yeah. We got you back. I even remember to turn back the sound. Well, in the meantime, this position, what do you make of it, Melvin? We have 7 minutes to, like, deliver us your strategy. How do you win this game if you're red? Look at this. Your city's almost blocked.
I'm opening the game right now. I don't have the game open. I'm opening it. it. The
The
Doctor
doctor,
Kaihan,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, let me see.
About the previous game, Crafty saying that LSC, that's Daniel Cheng, had so many road points because they got 6 out of 8 crossroads, 2 out of 3 triple cities with the road, and both monasteries with the road. Yeah, that's quite a lot of road tiles.
Whoa, it's nice. So nice.
Look at this. So, MTU here
Oh,
blocking
and
the
today
doctor's
I
road.
read something about Dr. Kaihan in the BGA group. A friend of him from China, he said that Dr. Kaihan is a doctor that makes surgeries, and it helped him a lot to take control of his nerves when he's playing. I think it's interesting information. So, well, that's it. He's a doctor, as
But
the name
like,
says.
do we know? Well, I mean, but like, do you know that he's a medical doctor or not? Because like, you can be a doctor, in
No, he's a
any
medical
subject.
doctor. Yes, yes, yes. The guy told it in the group.
Uh-huh. So he's continuing the Carcassonne medical traditions of Pantelis Litsardopoulos.
Oh, is Pantelis a doctor as well?
Oh yeah, that's kind of like a he's a
Oh,
neurologist.
and Vengili is a doctor. I
Yeah,
think he
he's
makes surgery. Yeah.
no no I think he's a medical. I think he makes research rather than like I'm gonna have to
Ah,
ask
okay.
him in the
Okay.
British Championship. I know he's like specializes in cardiology, but I'm not
Mhm.
sure if he's like practicing medicine actively.
Alexei, what do you think? We can make a doctors versus artists game. Let's do it. Can you enter my team?
Oh, we could do it, but you and I are gonna get destroyed. So that's fine. Okay, no, we can maybe pick Vinny Less in our team because I know he's a musician as well. So it's gonna be you, me,
Yeah,
Vinny.
exactly.
Who else?
Yeah, it's a good trio. Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, this
Okay,
game
let's
kind of
come back to the
progressing
game.
quite peacefully.
Yeah.
Uh, Red's behind because Red has a blocked ruin. Red is really wanting to expand it, but he just instead takes 4 points and closes it down. And ain't no doctor gonna save this blocked square.
Now green goes to a nice blocking spot.
Threatening two meeples at the same time, both the city connection for red and the monastery here for.
Ooh, perfect indirect defense, because now it would be a block. Yeah, really
How
nice.
does he know? How does he know? Like, because like the standard move is to turn the other way, and he knows it. He must have like either counted some sort of imbalance in the tiles remaining. Maybe he figured that sort of 4 regular city caps were out, and then some Oh, I'm actually 5. Man, what a brilliant move! So he actually had to count that all the 5 Doritos are out, and recognize that the normally intuitive moves, which normally it is correct to turn the road like this time it's incorrect. I mean, oh,
Yes, it
man,
was the opposite. Yeah. It
what a
was
move!
very
What a move!
precise. Very precise.
Okay, like confess honestly in the chat, like how many of you would have found this move? Because like it's something that you do automatically, just turn the road that way, and it could just as well, earn the doctor another
Yeah,
spot
because
in the
there are so much more
Carcassonne move of the
there are
week.
so much more tiles with farm to do the blocking, but it's a strange case where all the splitters are out, and we have more Doritos with road than Doritos without road, and the same for the big castles. Yes, it was really nice. I really liked it, and it was made so quick.
Self-evident is saying that the other Polish players are getting excellent luck. You you know what I think about. You know what I think about luck. Anyway, yeah, it has to, it is what it is. If anything, it kind of makes the match more interesting because obviously China is the clear favorite over here.
Yeah. Now a move by Dr. Kai Han is placing it up and force the. Oh, he's going to do. Oh, oh,
Doesn't work.
okay.
Rest in peace,
Yeah.
Monastery Meeple with 8 points. And in some cases, the Field Meeple. Well, actually, wait. Actually, I don't think I quite understand this move by the Doctor. Because if anything, we want the square to be blocked. It's only a -1 mini battle, but if as red we manage to isolate this farmer from the main farm, because the main farm progresses all on the right, like here are the 12 points. Yeah, I don't really understand this move. But again, I didn't make it to the move of the week segment, so what do I know? The Polish player does not shy away from using their last meeple over here. Okay. So now, Melvin, you take over the commenting for a couple of minutes because I just gotta prepare the scoreboard for the next encounter.
Yes. I was just talking to the Brazilian team because we like to talk before the matches. Myself, Pablo, Kuda, and the team. But I can't be there right now, of course. So I
Just
was
like
just
last minute
typing a message.
inspiration, last minute guidance, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just to see how they are and give some good words and those things.
Good words are like juicy intel. Oh, the Taiwanese captain is sleepy. He's drinking coffee.
Yes. Something like this. Don't worry, Steven is sleepy today. Kidding. Steven is an amazing player and he learned Carcassonne in 2019. It is so recent for most part of us. So it's amazing how he could improve his game so quickly. So quickly. Sorry. So yeah, amazing.
Yeah. We'll talk about the entire Brazilian team in just a couple of minutes after I prepare the scoreboard. In the meantime, I want to do you like an American style
Okay,
announcement of what's
I will
happening on
talk
the
about the
board.
game and Eric Mateo Salis is asking, who is this handsome guy in the black coat? In the black coat.
Black
I'm gonna
coat?
answer him in
I'm
private.
wearing a white shirt. I don't know what you're talking about.
Good one. Okay, let me come back to the game. Oh, I really liked the move by Mutu, um, making it hard to invade for red because in this situation we have all the Doritos out. It's not common, but it's the situation in this game right now. So very nice move. Oh, the game froze.
Oh, no worries. No worries. I'll just.
Yeah, because you were
Did the
in on
game
the
freeze on
screen.
your end?
But no worries. No, I just read Elias' comment. He said the game froze.
Yeah. I know. It's well. Anyway, the game is there for the background. Anyway, it's kind of just a symbolic thing so that we will have touched all the matches a little bit, but it doesn't really kind of matter that much. So if the game froze, then you can just kind of listen to the radio announcement by Melvin. Imagine if we didn't have the video. How did people watch Carcassonne back then? Well, they didn't. Imagine living in
Oh,
a time
nice,
before
nice
Carcassonne's
move by
invented.
Red. Red just took a big ruin that was open for both, but it was still available. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 9 point. Yeah,
Nice, I assume.
yeah. There aren't so many big features in this game to be. There is a farm with only, say, not dozy, only 12 points, and that's it. Oh, 15 points. I'm sorry, I didn't see the castle. But well, probably Dr. Haikan is just thinking about opening a new city. Oh no, he's fighting for the farm. I like the idea of fighting for the farm, but I think it could be done later. I don't know if it's an emergency right now. He could do quick points before, but it's just my opinion, of course.
Could be. I trust you. I trust your opinion.
I trust your opinion more.
My opinion is I'm making the scoreboard.
No, no worries, no worries.
And also, this
Okay.
makes me notice, how are Brazilian players so high rated?
Well, we are practicing a lot lately, and Brazilian players are practicing a lot in the last 2 years, and I'm happy that they can achieve high higher ranks now.
Ready. Are you ready for the brand new... Okay, so... Theos could not make his screen... Oh, okay, you guys have such long screen names. So we need to...
Yes, I hate that because when I do the artworks for WTCOC, I have to make everything fit in the space, and it's not easy. So Deus Gladiador is not an easy nickname.
What kind of artwork do you do, though?
Sorry?
Well, like, what kind of artwork do you do? The I know that obviously you must have designed the Carcassonne Brazil like emblem that many players have on the profile
Yes,
picture. But what's the other artwork?
I do the artworks for tournaments. For the United States tournaments, I did the artworks. For the WTCOC, I do all the artworks for the logos in the each year. I do the artworks for Instagram, for the website, and all those kind of stuff. I just do artworks for tournaments and things around the world.
Alrighty, well, the match is starting indeed, like the 5 minutes.
Yes.
I will have to disappoint y'all. I am going to click away from the screen just so that we can focus on the lineups a little bit. So, just to walk you through the journeys of both teams, Brazil had won their first 2 games. This is for our new viewers. Results. That's Group C. So as you can probably see over here, Brazil defeated Italy 3-2, and with a record 5-0, 10-0, Brazil defeated Hong Kong. So morale must be quite strong now. Whereas Taiwan, Brazil's opponents, did end up losing surprisingly to Italy and then holding on to a narrow win against Hong Kong. So certainly I would probably call the Brazilians here a slight favorite, however. And the reason why I say slight favorite is I'm going to introduce the Taiwanese players first, and then you can introduce the other players later, Melvin, the Brazilian players.
Okay.
So on board 1, board 4, and board 5, I believe we have matchups which are a complete toss-up. Philip Lin is not a very well-known player, but they were rated over 700. I saw them play. They're really creative, so Theos is not going to have an easy time. On board 2, probably that's the one where Brazilian is the rating favorite. They're going to be playing against the one Taiwanese player who's not an expert with a screen name Cheng Feng Tsai. Did you want to add something, Melvin?
Yes, about the first one, Philip Lin. He's going to represent Taiwan in the World Tournament this year.
Oh,
So
nice. So he
he's a
actually
really
won the
important
Taiwanese
player, yeah, for
championship. Yeah. So, and this means that he needed
Yes,
to
exactly.
defeat the other Taiwanese guy. Again, Lisa Tseng, she also was a master at some point, and Stephen Chang, who many of you know, the captain, who's also represented his country in Essen, was also quite high rated at some point. And finally, the current world number 2, Minwei Chen, with the screen name Hotly Hotly, he came second in the in the individual world team Carcassonne championship in person. So again, the Brazilian captain is not gonna have an easy time. But about the Brazilian play, can you introduce the players, Melvin, and tell us a little bit about them?
Sure, of course. Theus Gladiador is the current Brazilian champion, national champion. He was national champion with only 17 years old. He learned at Carcassonne in our project, the Young Talents Project. We bring Carcassonne to schools. Trompovisk is a really nice player. He's not so high rated, but he can focus. He can compete very well. GD Arruda is Gustavo Arruda, a really nice player. He was for twice second place in the online national championships that we had in the past years. Vini Lessa was twice champion of the online Brazilian championship that we had in the last years. And Conde Berna is top 4 in the last national championship. And well, this is our team, and all of them are dedicating a lot in this edition. There is a yes.
I wanted to ask you, so is Trompowski in any way related to the chess theorist Trompowski?
Yes, he likes to play chess, and yes.
But like is he actually from that family, or does he or does he also or does he just happen to have the last
No,
name
no, 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 no,
Trompowski? Because I don't know
no,
how
no.
I know how
His last
yeah.
name. He's not Trompovski. It's not Trompovski. Trompovski is just a nickname. His name is Fabio Sanchez.
Ah, okay, makes sense. Because the thing is, like Trompowski is why we thought that would be the case. First of all, because most Brazilians have some sort of like their actual name in the screen name, and also because Trompowski is actually a Brazilian chess player with Polish
Yes.
roots, obviously, hence the last name. So
hmm
I know that you don't want to do decision fatigue, so I'm going to close the game by... Actually, let run the doctor's game in the background, because it looks like it's pretty interesting, and the red player did manage to sort of come back. No, he did not. Well, we'll see in a second, but we're going to start with Stephen Chang versus Vinny Lessa. They're going to have 3 interesting matchups. It's board number 1, board number 4, board number 5, and we're going to catch a glimpse of all of them, and both players are exchanging with Rhodes, Vinny with the 4 points, and Steven with 0 points at the moment. Okay, it's 1 tile remaining in the Chinese game, so we're going to switch for that for a second, and then we're going to back to Vinny again.
Yes. Let's see the Dr. Carhan.
It looks like Green decided to gambit the field away and figured that would be enough for him. I think that is what happened. But it looks like the Polish player is pulling an upset here. I could be not noticing some of those green meeples, but correct me if I'm wrong. There's a farmer over here. There's a farmer over here. Whereas red has more of those. Impatience.
Yes,
Impatience.
and
Refresh.
there is the monastery. But
yep, green still wins convincingly with plus 15. That's largely because of those blocked meeples. And this blocked meeple is over here. At the time of their block, there were no tiles remaining that fit here. So we're going to congratulate the Polish player on the upset and move finally to the main central match. Wait. Yes. That's the main tab. We're gonna close that one. We're gonna open that one. Well, not much has happened other than the fact that Steven here has now reclaimed the opening advantage, stacking monasteries, which is super powerful. I'd say even more powerful than Vinny's city over here. So Vinny here continuing his city, but he could have gone for the Ukrainian technique and started a city over here with the triangle. But he just went for the more traditional approach. Now, as Steven over here, I guess you start a new city somewhere, but it's kind of an awkward tile to play. You could put it next to your monastery. I guess it's not such a bad idea, but let's see if Black actually chooses to do it.
Yeah, maybe he's thinking about place it next to Vinny cities, but I think in the monasteries makes more sense at this moment. Yes, but not there. I think I would place it down.
Agreed. To the right.
But I don't think it's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, like here's the thing. It looks like it's sort of risky to play them under the monasteries, but the truth is this is riskier, because it ties up. It creates two sensitive squares, one over here and one over here. And now a bunch of other sensitive squares as well. But it was, I guess, unavoidable. Well, you put it over here. You do continue it and add a monastery point to yourself. And look like this time, Melvin, you would need to be rooting for your player to make the comeback. It's so hard to play against monasteries.
Yes, it's very hard to play against monasteries, but you still have 4 in stock, so let's pray for it. But well, it's hard. I read an interview by Klaus Jugendred, and when he created Carcassonne, one of the rules that he wrote was to make it impossible to point monasteries together. But in the development of the game, it was aborted. But, well, as you can see, of course, the power of the monasteries, it was considered in the original rules of Carcassonne.
Yeah, but I kind of like that they didn't put that rule, because even though stacking monasteries is super powerful, not everybody realizes that. Like, there's just a surprising number of normally high-rated players who do miss out on the chance of stacking monasteries, sometimes for a good reason, sometimes just off unnecessary fear. While Vinny less
and of course, stacking monasteries, it's very good for the efficiency of the game, because you can make double points, sometimes triple points with 3 monasteries together. But of course, you have to take care about blockings, and it adds another layer of strategy in the game. So, of course, they are powerful, but I think they are a good thing in the game in the end.
That's a good thing that you mentioned blocking, because, of course, one of the moves that Vinny is considering is just placing this triangle over here with the meeple or without and creating a blocking attack, which would not have been a good move. But he thinks better of it and just instead equalize the city. And look at this. We just talk about players missing chances. If I'm Black over here, I don't waste a monastery like this. I go over here and meeple it again and just try to win the game. Because I think it's it's not a style thing. I think it's quite a serious misstep here from the play with the black meeples, because like, you don't need to harass the city. You're okay with your opponent completing the city. The monasteries, if completed, are 27 points. Still 7 curves remaining. Not that easily blockable. 1 monastery with the road to bail out. And the worst that can happen, you get blocked with 3 meeples with 24 points. It's even not that horrible. I mean, I understand this move, but the problem is that, well, it just didn't do anything, and Black just wasted the move, whereas Red is
good, Vinny, good.
All right, yeah, Vinny found a strong move over here, creating some blocks, taking over the cities, and this one starts looking already much better for the Brazilian player. So
well, I hope you don't mind. I don't be neutral in this game. Of course, I want Vinny to win.
That's why I invited you, by the way. So like, feel free, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, I never promised my viewers for this stream to be neutral. Okay.
Okay. So it's good.
So yeah, you can, like, if you want, you can root for like good tiles. You can root for bad tiles for your opponent, wherever you want.
Okay, well, it was an amazing tile now for
Yeah.
for Steven Chang. He really needed that.
I was
He
surprised that no
protected his
farmer
monastery.
came next to that tile though. Looks like it's like a juicy field
Yeah,
spot,
too.
no?
Yeah. Yes, yes, and a good anticipation because Vinny probably gonna take this farm sooner or later.
Exactly. Because here's the thing. One of the ways how you take down monasteries is you create an imbalance, either a big city or a big farm. Or, as we saw in LSC's game a few minutes earlier, a lot of big roads. But, you know, you ain't gonna have a lot of tiles like that too often. Now, Vinny here. Meeples de Ma.
Oh,
Mystery.
I like your rhythm saying that.
Is there
Mom.
is there anything you want is that anything that you want to mention in your next coaching session? Uh,
Of course, this farm is important, but I really don't like wasting monastery points. As I told in the previous match, I really like using monastery as points. They are so strong, and well, but okay.
I mean, the strategy might as well just pay off. Maybe he didn't want to stay with the meeple disadvantage for too long, but you know, monastery farmer, meeple disadvantage anyway. So Steven
Yep.
here looking to attack Red City at some point, try to break it, so far unsuccessfully. He'll probably need to invest a couple of more tiles trying to corral it. Self-Evident is saying in the meantime that Poland is winning the match by getting at least 3 coin flips for the game. That's certainly would have been interesting content, but we're watching what they're watching. Thanks for the update though. Sorry to hear that your team has to be the losing one, but you know, China is super strong. You can afford losing 1 point in the tournament table.
I think a good move now for Vinny is maybe closing the 6 point city because I'm worried with you call it, sorry, can you please explain me? It's daggers, the city cap with the road
Yes.
with the curve
Yes. So that's
dagger.
here. A
Okay.
right-handed dagger. Oh, actually, 3 right-handed daggers are out.
Yes, they are out, so
Ah.
it's a little bit dangerous if you close the city, the smaller city, so it's better to close the 6 point city,
Yeah.
of course,
So that's super
if he wants to
interesting.
close the city.
Yeah, so intuitively, of course, the move that you want to do is place it over here and finish the city like this, because then you get to drop a farmer immediately, and this tile fits nicely. But if Black gets a curve like this, then this meeple would be completely blocked, and it's only true because of the unusual tile ran out of this position. So 1, 2, 3. All of them are out. And
Yes,
Vinny
good,
does
and a
notice
farmer.
it. And a farmer. Always a farmer. Easy farmer. Oh, wait, actually, that's a good
It's
question.
not necessary. It's not necessary, but I think it's good.
I think it's good, but then the question... Yeah, I like a farmer. I like a farmer. It's
Yeah,
big enough.
but maybe it's better to wait with more meeples in hand so he can use in a monastery. He can fight for the big farm if it's necessary or something like that. But yeah, maybe it's not necessary. The farmer. Ooh, he can block it.
Interesting.
He can save it. He can
He
save
can
it.
save it. He can
He
save
can
it.
save it. And yeah,
For
with 2
75er.
out, 75. Yeah,
Farmer now.
and a farmer now, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this field is getting too massive.
Yes.
Man, Steven is playing so
3-6,
quickly. Like,
18,
it was actually not obvious to me which city to finish. But, of course, you see this partial blocked already worked because Vinny is now not able to finish his city over here. But you know what he can do? He can go over here, say YOLO, meeple the city cap, and try to finish the biggie.
Yes, of course. I think it's the best move. That's what I would do. Like down with the city cap for the right. Oh my God, it's so hard to explain it
That's
in
fine. That's
English.
fine. I can understand what you. So basically, whatever you're saying, I'm drawing on the screen for my viewers, so it's fine. Basically, like this
Oh,
with a meeple. Of course, it's
okay.
kind of
I'm gonna
dangerous.
answer you, Elias, after this move.
Sure.
Elias talked about something in the chat. It's important, but after the move, I will talk about that. Um, let's go, Vinny. Let's go.
Like this city is just so impactful, right? I mean, of course, here's the problem: 5 big city tiles remaining. So then, if you do this, and your opponent does this, well, you are without a meeple for a long time. And actually, there's not too many. He does this. He does this. But there's no way how you leave. If you do this, there's no way
Meeple,
how you leave this empty.
meeple, meeple,
Always
meeple.
meeple. Oh, that's a big mistake. He gets bailed out.
But
He gets
okay,
bailed out
no
by the
problem.
deck.
Yeah, he knew it. He knew it. He was killing.
Like this meeple, here's the reason why it was super important to meeple, right? Because if your opponent gets a triangle, then he immediately takes the city away from you. But
Yes, and now Steven can fight for it. But if Vinny had one meeple there, he
exactly, this
would
fight
not
would
be.
not have been possible. I mean, Vinny's gonna just take 4
Yes,
points, so that's not
yes.
nothing. But then a red is just hoping for black not to draw a triangle, and that's a really, really big if. So doesn't draw a curve. So that doesn't draw an attacking tile, just draws a curve, probably to get his meeple back, preparing for the field fight too early. That was such a. I don't know, a not really necessary move here for black because you kind of.
N- n- n-
I mean, it's alright.
Now
It's
Vinny
alright.
can do 2 points, or no, 2 points is better. I was thinking about restricting, making he need another crossroad, but there are so many crossroads in
Yeah,
stock that I don't think it's a good move then.
2 points. I like how you use
Alexei,
the.
can you center this screen? I think you are covering part of the game. If
Yep,
you
yep.
if you can move it.
I know, I know, I know, I know. Because just the. It ain't my fault that the players are building a very long horizontal map.
Yeah.
So I guess it's while Vinny is thinking, it's by the way great time management. It's good that he's thinking. It's not obvious how he should take 2 points. I think he chooses the best option. He really chooses the best option.
Yeah, and something important, like say, Brazilian players play very fast the most part of time. So we are trying to make it better, just forcing us to use more time, you know. This is part of our training. Use more time.
In the meantime, I'm sure you're gonna love this move by Vinny over here. So even though Red just sort of lost a huge battle over here, look at this city. All these moves invested completely for waste because Black in all likelihood will get a triangle and will connect to this. On the other hand, Red is now trying to secure permanent meeple advantage. This is already a 50% block, trapping 2 meeples versus 1. And he's threatening something much more dangerous. If he gets a city tile, the city tile goes over here, and 2 of these monastery people are trapped because, as we talked earlier. Oh no! Wait, yeah. All the right-handed daggers are out, I think, or are these all the left-handed daggers? I don't remember. I think it was right-handed. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's the
Okay,
block.
block. Yep.
Actually, now all the daggers are out. Doesn't matter the turn. So these 2 monastery meeples ain't gonna see the lights of day. And here comes the again, time and time again, because Black was so kind of careful about his monasteries and didn't want to build the city in a riskier place and build a 3rd monastery in a risky place. He ended up with blocked meeples. So sometimes just the least risky play with monasteries is to get it over with as soon as possible and just be more aggressive on the point scoring. But still, these monastery meeples will give him a lot of points. However, Black will need to think how he's going to fight for this field. So just to give you some disturbing thoughts, Melvin. I'm now going to describe what your opponent could do to you in theory. So let's say the negative scenario for Brazil, right? If black gets both of the city tiles, then this meeple is trapped here for 1 point if he gets both of the tile that fits in this square. Then let's say black very soon and successfully connects over here. Then black either successfully separates the fields, in which case he's gonna win. He's gonna win with these 16 points for the monasteries eventually, or black manages to somehow fight for these fields and get them back. So these could be some possibly negative scenarios. Just to remind you, even though the meeple situation looks, I was going to say good for red, but I'm wondering why red doesn't have more meeples if black has so much stuff blocked. I guess it is because all of these farmers.
Yes, it's 3-1 in farmers, right? Okay, now that they are thinking a lot about the moves, just gonna answer Elias' message, how we call the daggers in Brazil. We call it baixo esquerda and baixo direita. That was my worst creation ever. It's terrible. It's not easy. People get confused all the time. I asked sorry for my community more than us. Sorry, it was bad, but we didn't find a good name yet. But well, that's it. It's a bad name to talk about we call baixo esquerda and baixo direita, but you have to turn the tile, then imagine the curve. Oh, it's terrible. I won't even explain that.
What is baixo?
Down.
Down.
Why baixo esquerda and baixo direita? It's like put the city down and curve to the right, or city down, curve to the left. That's why baixo esquerda and baixo direita.
Yeah, kind of it just doesn't stick. Yeah, I know, and you are the artist in your team.
Yes.
All right. So here's actually about these names. So the name daggers I got from Juliana Apostata's stream. He actually goes further. He goes them. The one with the left term he calls communist dagger, and the one which is goes to the right he calls it fascist dagger. And this is actually super memorable, but because that's what his streams are. He likes swearing. He likes dark humor. So Carcassonne also needs that kind of content as well. It's actually super entertaining.
Totally. Yeah, I love Juliana content. It's amazing. Really nice.
So Melvin, are you okay with giving advice to your opponent, to your opposing team's captain? Because I'm looking at this monastery that black has now.
Of course.
And the question
Steven,
is,
are you there? If you're not, let's go for it. Well, the monasteries are very balanced with the feud. Actually, the feuds are better than the monasteries now, what is amazing for us. But well, Steven got first of all, there is a place to make more points with the monasteries. I know the field's going to be all together, but it's just a matter of time. If he doesn't do it, Vinny probably gonna do it at some point in the future. So I would just take points with monasteries now with 2 tiles left to close it completely. Yes, right, Steven, good job. That's what I'm saying. And after that, fight for the big feud. But of course, it takes time and the correct tiles. But I think it's a way to win. Well, that's it.
Exactly. We saw Marian Kurkan do this earlier in his first game of the morning against the Japanese player with a screen name Should, and now we see the Taiwanese captain doing the same. Sometimes you gotta spend that last meeple, and sometimes immediately you get the payoff of getting a meeple back.
Yeah.
Now,
yes, good, Vinny.
Machado goes for the block. You approve of this move, Melvin?
Yes, I really like it because there are no more monasteries with road, right?
Yep.
And well, now he needs a curve, and well, no curve, no curve.
That's a complete block.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. completely blocked. Thank you. So I
Yes.
love this move, if you're asking me. Yeah, I didn't notice that there was no more curves left. I'm really nervous to be counting. I'm really.
That's fine. That's fine. I have so many more questions to you other than counting. So, and also, like because he blocked with a curve and your opponent needs the curve, I always see this as some sort of form of emotional damage. It's always if you manage to block your opponent with the same tile that your opponent needs, and it's the last one. It's usually quite satisfying. Block with a curve, so that your opponent needs another curve, but there ain't no
Yes.
curve. I got the last one.
21, 21, 2, 3, 4, 24. The game is very balanced. Yeah, I mean, the points are very close, but it would be very important to Vinny to take this tile now. And here we go.
Yeah,
It's
I
good.
think
Good, good, good,
that's
good.
the one that's almost game right there. Well, however, yeah, this is also a crucial tile here for Steven. He gets 4 points immediately, and now in case if
Oh, now Vinny
quadruple,
can. La. Um,
but
dois,
should
três.
he? Should he?
Dois, três. Does he need to do that? Okay, okay. Let's go, Vinny. Let's go.
I'm not a fan of the timing. He made that decision too quickly. It's
Yes. And I think it's a block. Dois, três. No, it's not
no,
a
no,
block.
one remaining, one remaining.
Dois.
Well,
Yes, one
actually, if you
remaining,
think
and if
about
he
this,
chooses the other
yeah,
side, yes. At least it forces Steven to waste turns, but
yep, exactly. I
down,
think
down,
it's
down,
it's a
down,
decent
down.
move for sure.
Oh, Alexey, João is asking you to please center it again. But the
Oh,
game
okay,
is,
okay,
is
okay.
growing in a really hard way.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so basically we missed the crucial part. Yeah, but that's the move that we're talking about, and that was the one that was covered. Okay, I'll move the game far, far away. Malvinia. Wait, but he can. No, he cannot save. But it doesn't
No,
matter. It
he
doesn't
can
matter.
no, he cannot sit.
It doesn't matter because, like, imagine this. It's the same. It's just simply okay. He's gonna have a 1 point meeple trap here. It's the same as having his 1 point meeple trap here. The only difference he has now just extra 7 points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, now he can just put the cities in his farm. It's
Yep,
three.
yep.
Yes. Now
So
it's
the
a
field is
block.
not under threat. Then it's blocked. But I still like the idea here
Yeah.
by red. We don't need to be results oriented in trying to assess the moves. Well, that's the last triple city tile of the game. Not much that red can do with it. Uh-oh. Do you want me to make you sweat, Melvin? You know what black can do now?
Yes,
Black
I
can
can take
place this tile
go.
over here and meeple and hope for back-to-back triangles. There's still 2 Doritos, I think. One with the road, one regular Dorito. Just enough tiles to connect.
Dois, três, quatro. Yeah, you're right.
And
Yeah, it's
actually,
a
yeah.
possibility.
And actually, he can even do this without a meeple, just simply trying to create. Of course, it will depend on how far does he think he is behind. But it's not such a bad idea to just create a coin flip like this.
21, 24. 2, 3, 2, 25. The game is super close, actually. I think I get more nervous watching my friends' games than playing my games. I don't know why it happens, but really, it's hard for me to count now, for example. If I want to count all the points, I know my heart is beating.
No worries, no worries, no
Not
worries.
it.
Maybe it's like even more interesting if we don't know the points. I understand you completely, man. I like because in our match against Hungary, yeah.
I don't know if it was okay. But I think your idea was better, just to make yeah.
Yeah, thanks for. Well, sure. Thanks for that. I'm gonna, yeah, because the thing is, like, this move is not, this city is not gonna be an 8-point city. It's gonna be like a 5-point city if it gets it. Well, Vinny now
Mm.
gets a city cap, so at least Steven managed to clean off the city cap successfully. He's got
Yeah,
that
he
going for
can
him.
just put he can just make the Stephen Chang inside the farm. Just put him inside, but I don't
Yep.
know if you have more city caps available. Do we have?
I'm just trying to check for starring tiles. There appears to be 0. I'm just trying to check for crossroads. There appears to be 1 city cap with the crossroads. It's actually a big flip, right? Because if Vinny gets a city cap with the crossroads, that's 7 points right over here. If Steven gets city cap with the crossroads, well, that's a bit less, but that's still a much needed tile for him to get a meeple back.
How are the other games going? And
I don't know.
if it, no, I mean if people can answer in the chat.
As we're not getting any news, so it does seem to me that your teammates, Melvin, are actually listening to advice and playing slower. So you should be proud. Or maybe
Yeah,
not. Maybe it's the
it's a
Taiwanese
dilemma.
players.
No, please, can you imagine? I'm talking to you like Alexey, please play slower. Myself talking like it's not very. It's a little bit hypocrite, I would say, in Turkish because I play very fast, but I know that it's important to play slow. I know it's important, and that's why I tell him to play slower. But well,
But
it's
here's
not
the
easy
thing. Yeah,
because
I know it's not easy, but also Melvin, you're like one of the 2 people in the world who can actually pull off playing slowly and playing quickly and making strong moves. It's you and Pervivas, and it's nobody else. That's my honest opinion.
thank you, thank you. I appreciate your opinion.
Well, it does look like Steven did win the coin flip for the city cap, which is big for him, and he's now going to score 4 points for the
Yeah,
run.
I can be wrong, but I think it's not enough for Vinny, right?
It's a big field, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But the field
Yeah,
sort of
but
balances
the
to the
monasteries
monasteries.
and the scoreboard was too far away.
So it was that move, starting a new city, that seems to have done it for black. Well,
Yes, in the end, it worth it.
well, let's just
The new
have a look at
city.
what the actual score is. It's gonna be really, really close. It's gonna be 5 points, I think.
6
6
points,
points.
yeah.
6 points. Well, I guess congratulations to Steven Chang. You gotta give it to him, finding that opportunity. Yeah, I think Vinny fought hard. I guess with these city splitter move on the right, that's something to think about. But we're gonna go on to move another game. We're gonna leave Vinny alone for a second
Yeah, let's
with
go,
his
let's go.
thoughts,
And
trying to
congratulations to
recover.
Steven, and very nice result. And if Steven watches it later, of course, I'm rooting for Brazil. But yesterday, Steven mentioned it, and that's why I can mention it here. I practice with some players and kind of coach them sometimes. And Steven, when he was learning, it was one of these players that I teach a little bit of Carcassonne, and I never mentioned it. I won't say, oh, I teach this player or that player, but as he mentioned it yesterday in the chat, I feel comfortable to say it here. So I'm very proud to see how much Steven improved in the game, and of course, I'm sad for Brazil. I wish to see Vinny winning, but I'm always happy to see Steven doing great because, well, I remember when he was starting in Carcassonne and how much we played and how much we talked about it.
Exactly. So tell me, Million, how does it feel when a player uses your own advice to win against you?
Um, I think the perfect example of that, Alexei, was in the last year's national championship. I was winning all the matches until um the round four. Then in the round four, I had a game against Phils, and Phils was my student. And well, it was the first time I played against a player in the national that I teach it. And after the game, I lost sales and we both cried. And we gave a hug and we were crying a lot because it was a very special moment for both of us. I was really happy for sales. He was only 17 and winning that game. And at the same time, I was sad because I knew that game was so important to me. So we just gave a hug and cried a lot. And if I remember that, I want to cry again. But it was a very special moment because you know how much we love Carcassonne and how we dedicate time to it. And to see a young guy like Theo doing great, it's a pleasure. Well, I can say. I was so proud of him, and he was the champion, and it was amazing. And I went with him to Germany, and we had a great time together. It was important.
That's a heartwarming story, and to make you feel even better, Theos won his first game against the Taiwanese master.
Yeah.
Although it does look like it has changed a little bit, the Taiwanese master won right back.
Okay. What game are we going to? Okay, Hotly against Berna.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's you're gonna see some good news too. I mean, Green has a meeple advantage. Green's winning some mini battles. Actually, no, it's pretty close. It's really hard to say. So Red is about to claim control over a 9-point field. Red is hotly. Not that's not conned over here. Look at this farmer over here. Look at this farmer over here. Versus just this one farmer over here. However, it's not such a big loss for Bernardo because the farm is fairly small. And there will be alternatives, for example, 6-point farm to compensate. Look at this monastery here for Green. So Green is probably quite happy with this position. He can still utilize his meeple advantage. However, a big flip that's happening now is for a road end. You see both players have a road open. And there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there's still one crossroads. No. Yeah, one crossroad tile remaining. And whoever draws that crossroad tiles will be able to finish the road, either this one or this one, and then have a meeple advantage for the rest of the game. So it's a big flip. It just finishing your own road, it seems to be not that important. Also, I just realized that there are actually no crossroad tiles remaining, but there is one road. There are road finishers, I think. They're
Oh,
the horse tiles, the
uh,
triple cities with a road, right?
João is saying that this is the second game. Hotly won the first one. So just to remember, I had in mind it was the first as well. Thank you, João.
Ah, okay. So your players are playing too fast.
They are playing fast, yeah. Um, yeah, we are in a hard situation now.
Well, that's a nice move here by Bernardo, blocking the field entrance. So that's certainly something that works out for Green. And Green wins the flip for getting the meeple back. However, I see he might do something else, but don't do it. Just get your meeple back. I think he might want to finish the city and draw the
Bernardo,
farmer, but it ain't worth it. Ain't worth it. Ain't worth it. Finish your road and then just try to outrun your opponent. That would be my advice. But you probably know better as the coach, Melvin.
but I would close the big city, honestly, and take the farm of 6 points, potentially nine.
But then you're giving your opponent just the same number of meeples as you. Your opponent immediately equalizes.
Yeah. I'm confused, honestly. Um, mm, Yes, maybe just making 1 point is the move back for now, and then fighting for this farm.
Okay. That's the move.
Okay.
So Meeple advantage, but will he convert? And interesting, will Hotley do the thing? Well, do you think he's gonna finish the city, or do you think he's gonna finish his own road? But like, if he finishes the city, it's not a problem, because then as green we just drop another farmer up top. Oof, oof, that's painful.
That's amazing.
Blocking the field entrance. However, green wins a coin flip. Well, actually, now it doesn't matter because this meeple is not entering into the field. However, what green can do, green can go over here, drop a 6-point farmer, and then on his last move somehow try to find a field connection. I'm just trying to see if there are any daggers remaining. Maybe there's something through here for the right. There is a way to fight for this 12-point field, I think. We just have to get a little bit creative and count the tiles a lot. But we see, unfortunately, the Brazilian player is in massive time trouble. It's very difficult to figure out something in 25 seconds. And look at this, I think, strong move by the Taiwanese player here, eliminating the field connection opportunity I just talked about. So probably Bernardo needs to create one for his own. Or instead... Nope, never mind. I don't think there are any other high point plays potentially. So how do we do this? Are there city caps remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4. There is one regular city cap. Maybe we try to YOLO it, do some sort of crazy Hail Mary. Go with a straight line over here. Meeple this farm. Hope that your opponent doesn't get a defense. Then have a city cap. Then monastery. Then connect through like this. Or just go here without the farm. We need to think about something urgently. I don't think 1 point is quite gonna do it. In the meantime, Hotley just keeps quite hotly scoring for these city caps, 7 points each. And it looks like it's another game headed the Taiwanese players' way. However, I think green can do something about this. What if he goes over here, meeples a 4-point monastery, and creates 2 field connection spots? We have to just double check that we're correct about the actual tiles remaining, but it does seem to me that something's doable. So you go over here, meeple monastery, then bam, bam, connect. It could work. It could actually work. Let's see if it does. Let's see if he goes for it. Because again, far behind, fields, gotta win those fields.
Maybe... No, it's not enough. Sorry. Maybe making 5 points near Hotley Road and expect to take the last ruin below.
I think it's not enough. He goes for my thing. Unfortunately, not enough for him. He needed to draw this tile.
Yes.
But I really like this move. However, maybe
he probably is listening to the streaming and he thought,
oh, I have bad news for you.
And he's right.
Bernardo has to resign, unfortunately. He lost on time.
Oh, true. Yeah, I just noticed that.
I mean,
he's
of course,
negative. He lost on
we
time.
don't interfere.
Yeah. But good job, Berna. Good job.
I mean, it was a really nice find, this move. Just 1 second too late.
Oh, I need to take my charger. Give me 1 minute.
No worries. We don't want to lose you to some battery issues. Let's see, are the players acknowledging this in the chat? Okay, so Hotley is asking timeout, and Conde is saying, I lost in time, yes. It would be kind of interesting. So I know, like, by the rules, they have to resign.
Oh, where's the charger? Oh, it's here.
Well, at least one thing that I found out is the field connection was absolutely live. that it could have worked. Like, this was close to big move of the week. It's interesting how players created this sort of unwritten rule that he did not resign, but he acknowledged his defeat on time in the chat. Well, let's see what the score point difference actually was, and then after that we have to go and watch Teos's game before he's finished. Please, Teos, just play slower. Give us some content. Okay, plus 15 for the Taiwanese player, which means that the field connection would have been enough. The field connection would have been enough. Well, sorry you have to hear this from me, but Taiwan is ahead 1-0 as a result of this duel. So, Theos, don't finish your game. Think. No, not that, Theos. That, Theos.
Yes. I told Theos, play slower because Alexey needs to stream and it's important for you to be streamed.
Well, the scoreboard ain't looking great. The meeple count ain't looking great. So the player with the green meeples better have something to show for it. And well, he kind of does. One blocked monastery, which just compensates for the 8 points. But the problem is this meeple over here, and there's a crucial tile. In order to win this game, it does seem that Teos will need to draw the coin flip for the tile that fits over here. Nice block here by the Brazilian player, just in time, because the Taiwanese master was about to finish this 8-point city and almost put away the game. But it's is not happening just yet. Another interesting observation is that the Taiwanese player is somehow ahead on the fields as well. So that ain't great for Teos as well. Look at farmer over here versus just one farmer over here. And this farmer together with this farmer, well, they don't matter. They just compensate each other. On the other hand, this field is not that big. Let's say if no Jagger is drawn, and I believe there's only one remaining that fits into this hole, well, then this meeple has actually a 9-point farm by itself, and this farm is also 9 max 12 points. Also, what green could do at some point. Of course, now green just continues blocking. But what green could do at some point is maybe get some sort of a Dorito with a curve, meeple the farm, and then connect into the field whilst finishing his city. If he's desperate enough, of course, and it looks like it's headed in that territory because a 4-point move here for the Taiwanese player contrasted by a 3-point move by the Brazilian player. So, Melvin, we need your wisdom. We need, what's your plan for Teos to win this game?
Man, it's a very position for Teos now. Okay, with one meeple more, maybe it's possible now. He can obviously fight for this farm. 369, well, 9 points. After that, it's still not enough. We know that because this big ruin is defeating this monastery. The big ruin for red is 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. It's the same for monastery and city of Teos here. So one block another. Well, that. Woof. What can I say now?
But is that a chance for green? It sure looks premature, massively to me. Like going all in on a 9-point
I don't know,
like this.
Okay, Teos now can create another 9-point field, making 4 points, and another 9-point field. Okay.
And then wait until the last move because he has the last tile. And put it over here. Oof.
Yes. Perfect. Yes, it's possible.
However, one thing
I agree,
that
João. Teos has to think.
Yep.
Yes. Sales has to think and use time carefully.
One thing that Theo should be considering is blocking this meeple on the left. He's probably must be counting the daggers right now. Because it appears to me that this meeple on the left by red is still live. So we might have to do something about it. Oh yeah, by the way, he won the coin flip. Obviously, red would have loved to put this tile over here, but it ain't gonna happen because there's no way how green puts it over there. It's kind of getting intense, but I have just so many like general questions about Team Brazil that I wanted to ask you, and since I was thinking, I'll take the liberty to ask you one, also to relieve some of the nerve that you're vicariously experiencing, I assume, as their coach. So, you and Fukuda are both coaches, is that right at the moment?
Yeah, we are coaches in the sense that we are always there available to play and play commented games and rewatch games that we play at the tournament and those things. And I think this kind of system worked very well until now. Of course, we can lose today, but it doesn't. It's not something that okay, the work is good or bad. But I think players are playing best now in this edition than in the previous edition. And well is a psychologist and he's doing a great job um, talking with them oof, about the psychological issues of playing because playing Carcassonne is not only about playing well the game but controlling your nerves and doing the best you can. Um, so well that's it. Fukuda and me at this moment we are just I don't know if Theos is counting tiles right now, but
It doesn't seem so, it
well,
doesn't seem so.
yeah.
So he
But
does win
well,
the
this
coin
is the
flip, but a
point.
little
We are
bit too
trying to do
late.
something different. Yeah.
That's a great thing that you mentioned nerves. It does think that maybe like some of his moves suggest some nerves, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it's not easy. Like say, of course, it's easier to talk about the nerves
I
when you
know.
are out of the game. Yeah. Of course, I had
Oh,
problems with it when I was starting to play Carcassonne and those stuff, but well, it's part
tell
of
me
the game.
about it.
We need to practice it.
I completely agree. I mean,
Before
I still
going to
have
Essen,
problems with it to this day. A bit less so, but
before going before going to Essen, I was very nervous. Of course, it was a dream of my life playing in that tournament. So I knew that I need some kind of work, not only about the game. I knew how to play the game, as most of us know, like João or Vale or anyone in the chat. We have a great Carcassonne level. But in the end, what makes the difference sometimes is not about how you play Carcassonne, but how you deal with your nerves. And I knew that I needed help, so I looked for it, and it made it all difference. I could play light, I could play well. I was not thinking about the result. I was thinking about enjoying the moment, and it made all the difference, honestly. I was just touching the tiles and thinking about that, like, oh my God, it's a fucking pleasure to be here. Sorry about the bad word. It's really nice to be here, and I was just enjoying the moment, and well, it was a completely different experience for me. So, well, the mind topics are important, very important.
they really are. I could not agree more. And as we go to the next game, can you talk about this more? So, is that true that you actually have a team psychologist?
Yeah, when I went to Essen, I had Pablo Ribeiro, that is Ribeiro in BJ, and Luis Vinhal, that is a Brazilian psychologist, just to help me because in the Brazilian tournaments I couldn't even sleep well. I didn't sleep. I was just playing bad all the time, and I thought, okay, this is a good chance to make it different. So of course I lost in the finals, but I don't think it was because of nerves. I just lost normally as we can lose any game. But Well, it's true. Yes, I had two people helping me with my psychological, and it made a lot of difference. Yes, and the same now for Brazilian team. We have Pablo that is taking care of this part.
Do you see? Is it working as well for the other players, just as it worked for you?
Oh, good, good to know. Good to know. I think if we deal with Carcassonne as a mind sport, any sport has psychologists involved. Any sport, and Carcassonne is not different. It's a sport, a mind sport, just like another. And well, why not?
Well, we're now looking at a game.
So,
I've opened the game
okay,
of Gustavo Arruda. Arruda.
okay, I'm opening it.
Wait, I'm not sure. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation. It's supposed to be Gustavo.
It depends on the region of Brazil, but you can say Gustavo Arruda.
Uh-huh. Oof.
Arruda, let's go. Okay.
In the meantime, we're going to deliver
It's the
more
second
unpleasant
game as well.
news.
It's 1-0 for Lizetse.
It seems to me,
Oh, Vini lost 2-0.
Vinny lost, and Bernardo lost, and Theos lost. So actually, all the three strongest players in the key matchup, which I think were a toss-up before this match, ended up losing. And we're going to congratulate Taiwan on this huge, huge win. Hopefully you're not too disappointed. The other players still have to fight for the tiebreakers because they're important. Brazil still has 2 wins already in their pockets, including the key win against Italy. So you can absolutely make it out of the group at the very least. So let's focus on this game for now. Gustavo just finished a long
Yes, let's go.
road and is in control of this field on the right. He now connected. Does not meeple the Monastery, which probably at this stage makes sense, because he might use the meeples for something else, such as taking over some farms somewhere. Ooh, this would be an important field fight, right? Because red is controlling this field, whereas the blue... So blue is such a nice color for meeples. Why do so few people use it? And look
Yeah,
at
indeed.
this. Field connection here by Gustavo. Nice
Good move by
find.
Afonso, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Very nice move.
Do you know what I'm thinking now? I can see some straight lines.
He can invade with 2.
Yes, 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 yes.
Ooh.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 tiles. Let's go for the content. Come on, do it. Like Brazil already lost the match. Now you can I think once your team has lost the match, there's this little silver lining that you have like the upside of being, there's no pressure on you to win anymore. So you could just like play. You could just YOLO. Do it, do it, do it, do it. It's a good move. It's not a bad move.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
he has 2 meeples in hand. There is no reason not to do it. He's going to do it. I believe he's counting. Arruda uses his time very well. He's one of the Brazilian players who can use it well. So I think he's counting and considering it right now.
Do you think that's because he's one of the adults?
Yes, yes.
Do it?
One of
Yes, yes, yes,
one
yes,
of the
yes.
adults, you said?
Well, yes. Because obviously,
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, he did it for the content. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's good.
nice. Okay, then I have to be rooting for blue here because I love moves like this, like nice efficiency. It's probably objective. It's like it's some sort of coin flip, really, because of course there's the 75er to get one of the 2 remaining tiles that fit here, but you still have to take away some percentages for your opponent blocking you. Okay, so that's a really nice find. He could now meeple the ruin. He probably just going to continue sitting her his own. He could start.
No, he's probably gonna block the crystal in the small field of red. There's a small field of 9. there is a city cat open. He
Ah,
can
nice,
just
nice, nice,
avoid
nice.
the It's
Great
better
move.
to
Instead, he goes for the block over
okay.
here, which well, that kind of makes sense.
Maybe we're gonna start have some echo now. I ask sorry if it's happening because my phones are out. So maybe
Everything's good. Yeah, if
I
you
don't
can.
know. Oh, a Huda can take a lot
Uh-huh.
of. Oh, but it's dangerous. He
Wait,
can
what
take
you
the
thinking?
points of the road, but he opens
Oh no, you
hit
take the
one,
points
two,
over
three, four,
here
five. No, no, but it's better. It's better to take 4 and 5 in another spot. Yeah, indeed.
at the bottom. At the bottom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And also, you kind of close
At the
down that
bottom.
field
Yeah, you're right.
connection.
Yes, it's better. Oh, thanks, Steven. Just answering Steven in the chat.
Oh, hey, Steven, congrats on the win. Monasteries in the first game. Quite spectacular. Yep, he goes for our suggested move. Kind of make sure to eliminate some field connections, get 5 points. It's looking good for blue, but it all will depend on key tile. Will this
Now,
connection actually
I
happen?
can
Yep.
think about invading the up farm using the same tactic in the right side, of course.
Ah, like this. But are there curves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are no curves remaining. Oh, wait, there's this. Right bottom.
No, no, no. I mean, in the next to the small city,
Yeah, yeah,
it would be
exactly. At the bottom.
possible
Yeah,
to
yeah.
invade the up farm, but
Yeah,
with a straight line, it would be possible as well. Yeah, and
exactly.
or
Dorito.
Trevo, as we call the or the Dorito. Is there Dorito available?
Yeah, yeah, one Dorito. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
One of
So that would I think would have been a nice move for Lisa here, but she doesn't do it. Instead, she goes for the block, and now Gustavo just slow rolls. Do I connect my farmer or do I connect my farm? But I think he did this. Like that's important that he double checked, and he wanted to count the tiles or something. But now, of course, Lisa can reconnect. Maybe she can go over here. But
yeah,
are there? Yeah.
but Lisa can think about the 3, 6, 9, 2, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, taking the ruin. Não.
The ruin.
3, 4. 2.
But it's 5 points.
Yeah, because the ruin is almost the same number of points. It's 2, 4. And it's better to take it than let it open for a Huda.
Oh, you mean that you want to kind of continue it with a triangle? If you get the triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't
It's
know.
better to anticipate because if a Huda takes
Yeah.
it, it's a lot of points. But well, it's good. It's good move. It's good move. It's a
Yeah, 5
secret
points
point. Yeah.
without investment of a meeple. It does seem good as well. Gustavo's now
Now
probably going
Huda
to take
can
the
go
ruin,
for
as you
it
said. I'm pretty sure he's going to do it.
and avoid the invasion of the farm.
Exactly. How do you say I'm supposed to say invasion?
I don't know if you agree with me. Do you think taking this ruin is the best move for Huda right now? The below
I like it. I like it.
the
It's
below ruin.
5 points and it avoids the invasion.
Oh, okay. Let me explain to you how to say it.
Please do.
In invasion, it's like it's almost right, but it's invasion. You have to make the A with nasal sound. Invasão. That's how you make that.
Invasão.
Invasão.
Uh-huh.
Yes. It's not on, it's on. That's the difference. Oh, Ahuda need to take this ruin, please.
Now.
It's very necessary.
Do it.
Yeah, now.
Do it. Actually, no. Think first and then do it.
Or the 2, 4, 6. 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
points is not good.
Right, exactly. João is saying that invasion, invasion is like Jean. Jean.
Yes, exactly. It's like João.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Like Spanish, but pinching your nose. Well, Lisa gets a tile that Gustavo would have liked for here, but I think one,
Mm-hmm.
two, three, four. Unless I'm confusing anything, Gustavo should get the Dorito for an extra 4 or 5
Yes, I hope
points. I'm
he
not sure
gets it.
about that. I think it's with a shield. With a shield, 6 more points. Oof, oof! What a ruin! And it's like a field. All these ruins at the end of the game. They can sometimes be so beautiful. It does look like Gustavo's gonna have it.
1 second.
Because this ruin's just so big. And he has an extra field. And what Lisa has, she has 3 points extra on the scoreboard. And this 9-point field on the right. Actually, I'm not sure. It's gonna be like super close-ish. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. So Gustavo has 15 city points, whereas Lisa has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 city points. So Lisa's now 10 points behind. She'll be able to score 6 points with a monastery, and the Brazilian player will win this game with 4 points, I think. And Brazil is now on the scoreboard. I'm now going to refresh this.
Yes, yes, yes. Very nice.
So it is Gustavo who's saying GG. And he wins with +4. Okay, at least I can do some points counting. Excellent find with the ruin. And excellent field connection for the content. But remember, moves for the content, like 90% of the time, are actually the best move. Alrighty. We have, I think, one final game to watch, unless I'm mistaken. I'm just gonna to recheck the scoreboard. Oh, that was the final game. So Trumpowski also lost 2-0, but Gustavo's the one to deliver the point from Brazil. So we know who's playing the next match.
Oh,
Alrighty, well-
actually, it's no. We have one more game for Gustavo, right?
No, he just won. No?
Really?
Was that not the decider?
I think it was the second game.
Oh,
There is one more game.
oh well. So I called it too early. Oh, I'm kind of getting tired. Yep, there's one more game. Okay, at least there's one game that we get to watch from start to finish. We can talk peacefully about this. Yeah, I have to root for Gustavo here because first of all, I think he played very well that opening, and also because I think like Brazil deserves a point in this match because all the games were actually much closer than it seems. So I don't think a 5-0 would be a fair result. But again, Carcassonne's not always fair, so anything can happen over here. Gustavo here with a starting player advantage, putting a shiny blue meeple on a mediocre city. But this is the kind of city that you get, the only tile. Red meeple, one of these is eventually leaving an empty city cap, which was of course unavoidable. Gustavo's going to start a new road, but which way to turn it, he's going to think about it for a second. I'm curious, Melvin, as part of your team training, I assume you analyze games and stuff, and that's what you said. I know that you leave comments. I've actually read some of those comments that you leave in these game archives. But do you ever study specific topics such as opening play, or field play, or tile counting, or time management, like stuff like this?
Yes, some topics, yes. Like tile counting was very important to me because 1 second. I need to open the door for my small dog, Balu. Come on, Balu. Hey, Balu. Come. Hey. Hello.
Let's go.
And well, um, I had to study tile accounting because I had a lot of difficulty with that. It was never easy for me to count tiles. But Doug Troy, do you know the player Douglas Aguilar from Brazil?
Yep.
He helped me a lot to understand better the groups of tiles and okay, 23 city caps to close. You have to count all of it together and all those stuff. And well, I studied in this way, but less than I should. I think I could study more, specifically things. I just like it all the time to make commented games with players. So when I was starting, I made some commented players with anywhere I could find that was strong players at that moment. So that's how I practiced and I could improve my game, I think. Nice move by Gustav. By oh,
I know, I
it was
know.
a
That
move
that,
by
that was
Lisa.
red, actually. I would not have done this. So Gustav was just super happy to get this
Yes.
tile. But, like, normally in the opening, you don't want to be adding a point to your opponent. It looks like blocking, but it just doesn't work in the long term. So that's good for you, I
I
guess.
talk about it all the time. Take care in the beginning. Sometimes you think you are restricting, but actually you are just giving points or wasting time because there are so many tiles in stock that restrictions are not restrictions sometimes. They are just opportunities for the opponent.
I like how you look, yeah, how you use this commercial terms like tiles in stock, like,
Well, it's my poor English actually.
No, no, it's not poor. I really think your English is actually really, really good, and like, it's a legit thing. Like, you can say like that, but I'm gonna use it.
Okay.
So,
Actually, the Brazilian words for Carcassonne are very commercial. I'm thinking you do not draw a card. We say you buy a card. We say comprar. You buy a
oh,
card from the stock. So you buy it from the stock. It's very commercial. It's very good observation.
in the meantime, what I like here from Blue's play, he's playing aggressive. Look at this road meeple over here. Many players would have just continued their own road like this, but he decided to clean up the empty feature lying around and did not shy away from placing a second meeple on the road, so that's good move here from the Brazilian player. It's quite fortunate that Brasilia and Latvia are not in the same group this year.
Yeah, it's nice to see Gustavo playing aggressively like this. Not that kind of anxiety of closing things like now.
Like, exactly, yeah, yeah, exactly. Because there was such a juicy, juicy block. It wouldn't have worked,
But
but it's still,
it's
it
not
was such a
working.
good move.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Like,
But well, it's nice.
maybe he wants to use, the approach of Marian Kurkan, who very often talks about this mythical word inspiration.
Yes.
He's just looking around, getting a feel of what kind of tiles are coming back. You know what? This block probably not going to work. Let me just finish my road. Actually, also, a Brazilian player not dropping a farmer in this position. What do you make of this, Melvin? Will he be excommunicated from Carcassonne, Brazil, because of that?
You know that I would place a farmer, right? A 6-point farmer with this last tile. Yeah,
In a
but
heartbeat, yes.
well,
By the way, for the record, I think it's perfectly fine not to place a farmer there because we don't know what the fate of that farmer is. But the reason I'm saying this is because that's typically what Brazilian players do. But again,
mhm.
we saw today how Romanian players were playing like Japanese players were playing like Romanians. Maybe in this matchup, Daruda wanted to play like he's Taiwanese. which would mean more blocking than usual. So let's see if he manages to block something. Not now, because it's not his move. It's Lisa's move. She's probably going to either take 2 points or continue her city on the left, or continue this city, which is quite interesting. On the other hand, this field is looking quite smallish, because if blue draws a triangle and puts over this, then like a quadruple, then some sort of road end, this meeple could get trapped here with 3 points. But look at this stacked monasteries. This position is looking absolutely great for blue, even though they're even on the scoreboard. This is just beast mode.
Red can block now if he wants. He can block it totally.
Oh, he should, yeah. By the way, also I still like the courage of blue in putting this, because you think that these monasteries are going to give you 16 points when closed. This is not true. They're going to give you 22 points. Why? Because 3 points from here and 3 points from here. That's why it's typically very efficient to build monasteries in such a way that pre-builds features. And also, you block me, I block you. So now the Brazilian player does to the Taiwanese player what the Taiwanese player did to him. So, told you, Brazilians are going to try to play
now
the Taiwanese.
It's a problem for red. This is if the Taiwanese, the lizard saying, if she wants to block blue, she's doing just 3 points. Oh.
Yeah. 3 points for the field, which is why she decides not to do this. She instead takes 2 points from this move for the roads. Okay, Melvin has frozen, but it's fine. I assume it has to be his battery, so he will come back in due course. But in the meantime, I'm gonna turn him off for a second. So, what are we having here? Lisa. Okay, Melvin's back. I'm gonna turn him back on in right a second. Thank you for persisting with us despite the technical issues. I put you back. Now everybody can see you again. Also, I have to say that it's quite early in Brazil, so I appreciate you waking up for this.
I'm sorry, Alexey. My connection is not good today. I'm really sorry about that.
No worries. Your commentary and wisdom and the positive vibes and the stories about the world in the national championships, those are good. That's what matters more than the connection.
Oh, thank you.
So, Red did the thing that you said Red shouldn't do. I guess Red decided that, you know what, I'm going to have a 3-point farmer. Fine. At least this guy's going to have a 1-point city. And I can build my ruin.
Better be against one. Sorry, it's really okay.
So, by the way, the decision of Gustavo not dropping a farmer on this move is currently paying off. This field is still 6 points. Look at this Japanese move. I think I would have, if he were to break the city, I would have preferred just adding it directly to this. But it's certainly a worthy effort to try to attempt to block like this. It's quite interesting.
Yes, it was an interesting move. It was super nice.
But I guess the problem for that is that there are just more city caps than triangles. So the odds were heavily in Red's favor to drop this. But he's trying this again.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice move again.
But then again, it's a lot of points. And look at this also, Red with all these coin flips. So actually getting these quick points, they will matter a lot. Excellent move, excellent tile, excellent draw, absolutely. Not only does Gustavo finish his road and start a new city, he's also about to restrict this field completely.
Super nice, super nice. Now it's a problem for Lisa because she can't protect his city just growing it because, well, of course, he can't grow it up, but he can defend it just placing it below the city.
That's true, but actually, I don't think that's the best move. Yeah, I mean that's also a move. Fine. You know what I think is the best move
Yes,
is
it's
to
a super nice.
actually YOLOing it and turning it outwards, because there are now so many fewer triangles. Then I was suggesting that she continue her own city, like the one on the left. It doesn't become any more blockable. Well, it does become a little bit more blockable, but let's see how this is resolved. She's building up her ruin. It does seem to be working out quite all right for her. She has 9-point fields and some farms, and she's getting a meeple back. So it did seem unfortunate for
Oh,
Blue.
Gustavo played too fast, but now maybe it was the moment to think about the game and think if this ruin is something good to bet. It's only 50%, but it's a really, really, really big ruin with 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe 13 points, but it would not, it is not, it's not a good move actually, because it's only 50% and one more trap at the meeple. I was just, I was just wondering if how Gustavo can come back to the game.
Oh, that was 0%. All the three horses
Yes,
are out.
yes, yes, yes. I just noticed that. Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
zero,
yeah.
zero.
That's fine. It's fine. I mean, certainly, but let's say even if that were 50%, I'm not sure that's something you should do necessarily,
Yes,
because
yes, yes. That
I mean, you talk about coming back, but it's kind of it's even-ish. Okay, he's a bit behind. That's true. So he's like
he's a bit
12,
behind because the
11.
two monasteries, but Lisa has the advantage in scoreboard. The monastery and the ruin, the small farm, and the same number of meeples. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a case of trying to recover, I think.
Well, I can tell you exactly. Lisa's 9 points ahead
Okay, with the
overall.
same number of
Yeah,
now maybe yes, yes. Now he can equalize it.
that does make sense now for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're gonna. So basically, he's just gonna be a clean meeple down.
Is she going to try the reinvasion or just make 4 points anyway?
I don't think she
No.
should.
Yes.
I think it was
Good.
better to just start a new city and that's it. I mean, he's gonna connect and he's gonna restrict her city at the same time, so that's
Mm-hmm.
nice. But again, I love that he doesn't snap the move immediately. He kind of just thinks for a few seconds, thinks, what can be done about this, this and that, this and that. Yeah, loving it. Ooh, but now Lisa has a great, great move. She can actually save her farmer. She can make her farmer play. If she just takes 2 points over here, then she can draw a curve and expand her farm and bring it outwards. Because at some point, as blue, we needed to shut this farmer down completely, but we didn't really quite have the chance. Well, maybe with this curve we could have done this, the one that's on the left. So let's say she goes over here, then she draws another curve. Yep, she does this.
Just like this, yes, it's perfect. He can open the farm a little bit.
And it's important. I think that's also one of the reasons why she started a new city over here, because eventually this city will be part of this farm. That's just some spectacular playing here from the play with the red meeples. Gustavo starts a new city and a blocking attack, and it's a severe blocking attack because again, all the three fascist daggers are out. All the three right-handed daggers are out. So
Yes.
just one straight line away.
I tried to make this move with the city down because with Doritos with roads, for example, you can just optimize. You can block and make the city bigger. I like the feeling I have when I make those optimized moves. Like if he takes Doritos with road now, he can grow his city, but he can't attack at the same time. It's impossible, of course. But well, let's see. Oh, good, good. and now he could grow his city in this direction. And well, I prefer to place my city where I can close it or expand it and well make the life of my opponent harder. But I don't think it's a mistake. It's just kind of preference. But if you do what you how do you use roads? I didn't
Oh.
understand exactly the question of Elias, but if you do. Okay. Yes. You lose the roads option indeed.
Right. Well, it's a huge 8-point city right here for the scoreboard, and look at that. Lisa trying to protect her city, but as a result, she ends up with 2 city meeple stranded, needing the same tile. And now they're actually, even if they don't get blocked, there aren't that many regular city caps remaining. There are only 2 regular city caps, and of course there's the one vertical city splitter or horizontal city splitter, depending on how you put it. Well, her defense now works for now, because if Gustavo goes over here, he shouldn't. Resist. Be patient with the blocks. Don't do it. Don't do it. He doesn't. That's an amazing move. Like many players would just put, me restrict city, me put curve over here. No. You wait for a straight line, and that's exactly what he's doing. So instead, he tries to create a second threat. So she saves this city, which is a really good move for him. Now Gustavo needs to choose between another blocking attack or a reconnection. Given that there are still 2 crossroads with a city cap, I guess the city connection would be more necessary than the block.
One crossroad with city cap.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We have initial tile 1 as well. So
it does look like connecting is the. Whoa! That's as aggressive as it gets.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
Starting a new road. Of course, wanted to block this square, but just in time. Lisa draws 2 points with Monastery and lots of green squares. It's amazing how sometimes in Carcassonne, farmers just play. And it's going to be a big field. It's going to be a big field. Look at this, what this move did. He can go over here. He can drop a farmer, but now this farmer plays. Incredible. Just absolutely incredible. Curve. I think maybe here blue tried to go too fancy, because now you have to drop a farmer here. But unfortunately, what this sequence did is just forced blue to play a meeple down. Now this farmer is absolutely live. Red now also gets a meeple, and we're on for a big field fight where red already has a majority, while Gustavo draws a city cap, but it ain't gonna do that much for him. And this indeed now is headed the Taiwanese master's way. But the way how a trapped meeple escapes is just absolutely fantastic. So, now that this sort of thing is not working out, from you as the coach, Melvin, we need another plan. How does blue win this game from this?
Well, he clearly needs to take the. I like it. He's separating the farm, but
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Não mais, não mais. 1, 2. Do we have divorce? Opposite divider? Not the divorce. Sorry,
Divorce. Yeah, that one.
This one. This
There it
one.
is. Yes.
It
was
was
there.
a dangerous style for.
I know,
this
but
it's 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, right? So, but well, at least he could take it. He can add it in his own farm of 6 points now, and not thinking about invading. Just it's the same. It's 6 for each side now.
Or maybe he can just, because I think it also makes his own road meeple vulnerable. Maybe he can just drop it downstairs, just completely make sure that these farmers don't connect to the bottom, then draw his road tile, because I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 curves remaining, and then he can fight. I'm just drawing something.
Yes, I'm thinking it's a hard position, and
well, let's see, because there are also some threats from red, right? Red can just grab a simple curve and then severely restrict this road meeple. Yeah, so it does seem to me that it ain't gonna be easy, but he's gonna fight. He's gonna drop his thing into his thing. And actually, check this out. I see it, I see it, I see it. Maybe we don't care about connecting the fields. Assuming that red doesn't block now, blue draws, or as Brazilians like to say, buys a city cap with a crossroads. Put it like this, with a city cap facing outwards, and creating a flip for a Dorito in his own field, hoping that he's the first one to draw the Dorito. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 2 of them remaining. Well, it could totally work, unless of course Lisa goes here and puts a stop to that idea. But the thing is, does she see it? I can totally see red just going over here next to her monastery, adding 1 monastery point, slightly restricting the city cap in what currently is her opponent's field. So, not the great sequencing. He wanted to draw the crossroads tile first and this tile later. So it's not even a question if he wants to even do this. He wants to do this. I mean, he needs an meeple back. And now we're gonna fight a honest field battle. I assume that's how these field battles have happened.
yes, let's go for the field battle. At
So
least
actually,
Brazilians love field battles. I think it's one of the most appreciated kind of battles in the Brazilian community.
are they completely even on the scoreboard right now?
With one, there is one initial tile left, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Ooh.
it's a perfect tile for Arruda, because do this with do we have curves left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, so it's a perfect tile for Arruda right now.
3 curves. Look at this move over here. Such a great suggestion from Melvin. You go over here. You don't be greedy, take 4 points. Red does not find a move with this. However, Gustavo doesn't really have anything better. So he can probably break his opponent's city. Yeah, that would make sense. On the other hand, it kind of hurts to add more points to your opponent, but you really have to. You cannot let her escape with more cities. Points-wise, actually, we're doing super close. So these monasteries are 15, and this monastery plus field are 14. So it's like +1 for blue, but blue is -1 in this direct mini battle, now is -3. So blue is now at only -3. Anything can happen in the game. Probably red's still the slight favorite because she has the city meeple that can grow, and she doesn't really need the field necessarily to win. But, you know, when you don't need the field to win, sometimes, and it's certainly something that I am very often guilty of, you start playing too cautiously, playing defense, trying to kind of keep these 2-3 point advantage. Whereas the person who's behind, they have nothing to lose. They're free to do whatever risky moves they want. And as Gustavo here, of course, you're waiting for the starting tile to go over here. And you're quite happy with just keeping this coin flip that way. But an alternative, you could just put a Dorito here and then create another coin flip for this. Or you could put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it exists. A triple city tile, the one remaining triple city tile over here, simply to create a field connection opportunity for somebody and just hope that you are the one who gets to use this field connection opportunity. And also, here's an interesting situation. Let's say if one side wins the field, then the other side really doesn't have a good win condition except for the field, because Lisa's 3 points away. Let's say if Gustavo takes 12 points for the field, she will have to make up a monastery. That's such an excellent idea. She doesn't need the field, because she can make up for the point difference by just simply building. Because you see what's happening now. She's now at +8, but she has very good squares to build. So if she gets like some sort of city tile, she'll be already at +10. Whereas the maximum that Gustavo can hope for from his meeple is really +12. If he does draw the starting tile, which sort of gives him the extra 3 points for the field, and of course connect into the field, and that will be the 12 points move. In the meantime, Red can just simply try to outrun her opponent. I think it was really great strategic thinking on her part. So, as Gustavo, what do you do here, Melvin?
Gustavo can think about the ruin in the top and just growing it, not placing a meeple yet, but he can take that ruin, making the points of the ruin and one more point for the monastery, but it for the end game, not now. He gotta wait for the timing to do things. I think something important in the end game is timing. It's one of the hardest parts of Carcassonne, I think, having the perfect time in the end game. Sometimes one move later or one move before, it could be totally different for you. So I would not place a meeple right now, but maybe he could start to think about the possibility of himself taking the Doritos with road. Do we have one? Un, dois, três,
Yep.
quatro. Yes, we have one. So he can wait for the initial tile, then wait for the Doritos with road. It's about luck, but we have to be prepared for the luck. It's part of the game. So maybe building the ruin up is an idea right now. Or
Whoa! What a move! What a move! And you know what? I think it's unblockable. Well, there's one Dorito. No, it's unblockable.
yeah, but it's too easy to Lisa enter together, and well, he has one more. He has one more meeple, but yeah, he's going to block now there.
Yeah, that's a great move.
But
So
he can invade now. Not invade right now, but
yeah, exactly.
he can wait for the turn.
Wow. Just like, but have a look. This and also these moves. Well, he would have lost the flip for the triangle anyway. But like, I really like Melvin's suggestion, sort of pre-building this ruin and hoping for the triangle later would not have worked out. The thing is, like, Lisa doesn't have to re-attack. She can just outrun his opponent. But if she makes a mistake and tries battling for the field too hard, that's how she can lose this game. She can actually go here and hope for... yeah, she can try reconnecting. But the thing is, now she gives equity, that sweet equity for his opponent, and he just wins if he gets both curves. However, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yes, all straight roads are out. And 1, 2, 3, there is still one crossroad. So I think Lisa can clinch this if she goes over here and drops her last farmer.
But does she need to reconnect? He has 9 points in farm. She has 9 points in farm. It's just a farm of 12. Is it enough?
Oh, here's the thing. It's 9 points right now, but if Gustavo draws the starting tile, it's 7 more points, just like that.
Yes, exactly. 9 points, exactly.
9,
7 points. Yes,
8,
7.
7.
Yeah.
Scoreboard, she doesn't do it. Now Gustavo is going to just take a couple of points for the road.
Yes, 2 points. Lisa is... Ooh.
I think she's gonna do it now. Now she'll do it because it's 100%, I believe. Because there are 2 curves remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
And what? No, it's not 100. What's the third tile? Quick tile counting. Daggers.
It's 1, 2, 3.
Oh, starting tile. She missed it. She had 100% connecting. 2 curves, starting tile. She could have actually just equalized the field. Maybe it won't be enough, but of course Gustavo connects over here, and then they're flipping for the starting tile. Gustavo has a 50-50 shot at winning this game. If he gets the starting tile right now, he wins this game. If he does not, but it is Lisa who gets the starting tile, and Gustavo did come really, really close at this. Lisa is going to grab a 5-point city, and Gustavo is going to grab a 4-point road, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, then the Taiwanese player has it by just 1 point. I could be mistaken. I'm not going to recheck because it's more interesting to keep the suspense. They're now completely equal, if I'm not mistaken, and then that's just going to be the extra point from her grabbing this, and Gustavo grabbing this with the 1 remaining curve. Oh wait, KK saying I'm missing some sort of fields. Oh, she missed a field, and I missed a field. 6-point fields over here. Time trouble. Thanks for noticing this, KK spam. I missed it. Yeah, and here comes the 4-point road.
Yeah.
Well, the good news, guys, is that we solved this endgame. And wait, did you refresh?
Sorry, I won't tell you.
Ah. By the way, if it's a tie, then it's a loss for the Brazilian. So I could have scouted the point somewhere.
But
scouted the point somewhere.
But Lisa could just guarantee it without a tie. Just making more.
Exactly. Lisa could have guaranteed. She gave his opponent 50% chance, and I feel like when something like this happens, like it's sort of like Gustavo sort of deserved the win, you know? Well, I mean, I still think like great game. Like that's such a nice field meeple over here. Oof.
Alexey, I will give you back the question. Do you think she did it on purpose because she knew he was going to win, or it was a blunder?
It was definitely a blunder because she didn't know that. She had a 50% chance only. Like it looks like, oh, it's just a couple of points. No, it's not just a couple of points. You're talking about 100% of the game or 50%.
I'm talking about the last.
Oh, the last one. Oh. That's such a flex. Oh my god, that's such a flex. Imagine if she did it on purpose. Yes.
Yeah, of course it wasn't.
I can win by tie instead of winning by winning. Winning by winning is for losers. Oh wow.
Yeah. Maybe she lost an Nishigiri's style, so she preferred to tie.
What a game here, but it's just such an absolutely amazing effort here by Gustavo. I'm loving his farmer, and it did involve proper tile counting because that connection, back-to-back connection, was unblockable. Like, what a move in a difficult position. And of course, Red was in a time trouble, so it's completely understandable that she wasn't able to calculate all these variations. Sort of, Melvin and I were sitting here for the entire game, and whilst one of us is commentating, the other person is counting tiles and points, whereas Lisa has to do all of these things by herself. So, of course, it's like something that's very hard to notice with 5 seconds on your clock.
Your capacity of talking, looking the game, scouting tiles. I can do only one thing at a single time. It's impossible for me to do everything at the same time. But, well, it's always a pleasure to be here and to see you doing this because it's amazing. It's really amazing. But, well, great games, great streams. I'm really happy with Brazil, even with the loss, of course.
Alrighty, well, I am going to leave y'all soon, so we're going to wrap it up in just a second. Yeah, so it says 0-5 for Brazil, but I think like there was a lot of close games. I think Brazil shouldn't be sad, and because you won 5-0 against Hong Kong, you actually have quite decent tiebreakers. You're still net positive, you know, in the games and duels won and lost. I think Brazil has still a good chance. We saw quite a lot of entertaining games, especially that last one.
Yes.
So, I'm just going to do you real quick a Fantasy 5 update because, of course, I need to remind everybody that we're playing a championship long game of Fantasy Carcassonne, and 55 of you are participating. For the full update, just go to yesterday's stream at the end. I'm just going to turn on it in just a second. There's this Fantasy 5. Yeah, there we go. So it will be with a bit of a delay, but of course, Melvin, sooner or later you will see the stuff on the screen. I'm just gonna move it a little bit. Yeah, and now we can see. So Matt Tucker is the subscriber who first leads the challenge. Just to give you some stats, that there were 74, actually 75 players from 24 different countries whom y'all are selected. And some of the most selected players we looked at today, Sir Shud and Kithra were playing, and Mars 15 was also playing today. So Shud today, wait, did he lose? Mars won, right? Marian won. Yeah, Marian won. So should lose, which means a lot of you are losing in Fantasy 5. Actually, let me just update this in just a second. I'm going to put -1 over here. And, well. But my last question to you, Melvin.
Okay.
If you were to participate in the Fantasy 5, who would be your Fantasy 5 for the championship? And before you answer, I need to remind you about the rule that you can pick a maximum of no more than 3 players from the same country. So no more than 3 Brazilian players. You can't pick all 5 Brazilian players.
Okay. I will answer you without thinking about the results. For example, I would pick Kitara, but Kitara lost today, but it's not a problem. Let's think about before the tournament. Kitara is one of my favorite players. So Kitara, Alexey Pegushev, and it's not just because you're there. Marian Kurkan from Romania. Let me think. We have only 2 more spots, right? Navarre from Germany. And 1 more spot. Let me think. Chris Kokis from Latvia. I think it would be 5. Okay.
Oh, it flattered me so much that you would pick 2 Latvian players.
I would never pick two or 1 Brazilian player, because the others would be not happy. So well, it's better to choose anyone. 0 Brazilian players. It's better than anyone.
Exactly. Well, certainly. Thanks for being here a lot. I do greatly appreciate it. I'm pretty sure so do more of my viewers, and that was like super early morning for you and everything in Brazil. And yeah, I guess you can blame the team loss on the time zones.
No problem. Oh, I'm seeing other good players there that I could choose. Of course, Jerry Arpard is a very great player. Moya. Oh, I lost to Moya in the World Championship. It was a hard game. Moya plays very slow, and it's a problem for me because I don't like to spend so many time in a game. But it's my problem, not his problem. He just used the time perfectly. But well, he's a very strong player. He could be in my fantasy team as well, of course.
Yeah, but you can only have 5. Well, there will be another update, of course, how the Fantasy 5 progresses early next week, or in my next stream next week, when we actually do enter the results from today's matches, because a lot is happening right now. I think you should head... Let's just have a look at the streaming schedule, actually. Is anybody streaming Latvia? I hope there are. Okay, perfect. Craft Giraffe is streaming Catalonia versus Latvia. So if you want to continue watching, but that's not at 18. It's 16 UTC. That's like in 15 minutes. I hope that that was just... well, I hope that Crafty is going to start his team on time. And of course, Chile versus Argentina would be a super interesting match and very close. A lot of Chilean and Argentinian players have been picked for our Fantasy 5 by different players, including by me. I picked one Chilean player. Well, anyway, that should be it. Got a calm down a little bit before the match, because the stream and the last was a lot of words. Now less talking, more thinking. And meeple the like button, join in for future streams. And thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. Bye bye.
And I'm gonna see you soon.